Here we are. We might be drunk. It's a beautiful, sunny, 70-degree day in New York City.
Nice out.
Very nice.
Loving it.
Bryant Park.
Cleavage popping out. Some dude back, too.
Yeah, that's
that,
so good.
That dude tank top back. I hate it.
Yeah.
Seems like I got to work out more.
God, it's got to suck to be a woman.
Yeah.
Women get less clothing on. It makes your week. You want to have a parade. It's exciting. Men get less clothing on, and everybody's bummed out.
Yeah. I'm happy about the women, though.
We're very happy.
Dick's getting stronger.
Who?
The dick?
The dick's getting stronger.
Yeah, when you see more cleavage, the dick gets stronger.
Oh, what do you mean? Like you plump up?
More alert.
Yes, that's true.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I think that's why in warmer climates there's more children.
That makes sense.
Less clothing.
Yeah. Lions.
And crime goes up, by the way, in warmer climates.
Is that true? Yeah, because you're kind of...
bad.
Yeah, you see like a winter crime. You're not doing Ocean's 11 in the snow.
Yeah, exactly. Or carrying a TV when it's snowing. Your hands are cold. It's not as easy.
Yeah.
In summer, you're agitated. Molecules are moving.
They did in Ocean's 11 in like Alaska. All the Danny Ocean, the whole crew, they just be fat.
Yeah,
they're just like, I don't want to do a heist. I'm fat.
Yeah, and the sun goes down at 1 p.m. You live in an igloo. Alaska seems weird.
Seems awful.
I know. People live there.
Isn't it like a crazy male to female ratio?
Yes, a lot of men.
A lot of dudes.
That's tough.
I think it draws oil workers, and that's why there's more men.
And fugitives.
Ooh.
I always say Alaska is the homeschool of states. Weirdos. They do their own thing. Nut jobs. A lot of guns. Just saying.
Yeah.
I'm not going. I mean, I'll go to Alaska to visit, but that's where Grizzly Man happened.
Ooh, that was a good doc.
Oh man,
Werner Herzog, man, that was some sad shit.
Yeah, just audio.
Because you get those people, if you don't know the movie, it's like a guy who he was wannabe actor, goes to, I guess it was Alaska, I forgot it was that, but goes to live amongst the bears, the grizzly bears.
Yeah,
and obviously things go wrong.
Yes, yeah.
Like that's not a recipe for success.
No,
just hanging with bears. So it's working for a while for him, and then watch the doc. But anyway, I've talked to people that are like, well, he's a fucking idiot, I was like, no, it's like a sad story.
Yeah, he loved bears.
Yeah.
Clearly a gay man, by the way.
Was he?
Had a girlfriend.
Well, so does Peters.
Oh.
But I'm just saying, clearly gay.
I think he just needed, I don't even know about gay. I think he just needed like a connection. I think he was like that lonely. That's what LA does to people.
Was he LA?
Yeah, he was an wannabe actor.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's what Los Angeles will it will make you.
He liked bears. Huh? Big burly men. All right, but
I was working on a bit about it's early to do a bit, but you made me think of a bit about how like people will brag about New York. It's a city that never sleeps. I'm like, yeah, that's not a good thing. That's a torture tactic. That's your bragging. So I was like thinking of other angles, like Los Angeles, the isolation will make you want to kill yourself.
Yeah,
stuff like that. But then,
yeah.
But like the line is like, it's Guantanamo Bay. That's what they're known for. Sleep deprivation.
Oh yeah.
So Matt Broussard watched me tell this joke, and he goes, "You should say Guantanamo, the bay that never sleeps."
Oh,
that's kind of a good line.
Yeah,
didn't hit last night, but the other part did.
I like it.
But I kind of like that line. There's something about it.
There's something there.
Yeah.
The bay that never sleeps. Where is Guantanamo Bay?
I believe it's in Cuba.
Yeah.
It's like the tip of Cuba.
Well, it sounds nice. Guantanamo Bay, like Aruba, Jamaica. Ooh, I want to take you to Guantanamo Bay. Hey, baby.
Gay?
Yeah, I'm gay. It sounds kind of nice, but apparently it's not.
Not a good vacation destination.
No.
Pick sandals.
Panama Canal sounds nice too.
Yeah, is it?
I don't think so. I think it's a shipping port or something. It's a lot of controversy with the Panama Canal.
Pele?
Yeah, I'm putting it up for our guest.
Brazilian.
Yeah.
Way to give it away.
Oops.
All right. We have, I don't know, a famous Brazilian. We got
Pele.
Bolsonaro is coming through.
Yeah, there we go. Senna's dead. But yeah, who'd you say?
It's the old president.
Oh, nice. Nice pull. Pele. They might be more racially diverse than us.
Yeah?
Brazil?
Yeah. Beautiful women.
I went down
Beautiful.
to Argentina.
I did too.
And I was talking to my host there, and they said, "Oh, I never saw a black person until I flew into Miami to come to America."
What?
Really?
In Argentina.
Interesting.
It's a lot of ex-Nazis and stuff.
Yeah, the Nazis really ran through there and whited everyone up.
That's the Hitler conspiracy theory, right? That he made it to Argentina.
Oh, is that right? I know a lot of guys.
They made all these like Hitler. They made like that Amazon series, right, about like what would have happened if Hitler won. What if they just did like Hitler in his later years just chilling in Argentina, just like a drama, has nothing to do with the Holocaust.
Right. He's fighting with his wife. You bitch.
He remarried. Maybe that's the thing. He killed her. That's who he wanted to remarry.
Maybe he got like a gold digger, like a younger lady.
Sounds Jewish.
Fucking racist, dude.
Good slur for Jews.
What, money?
Gold digger. How'd that? No one ever put that together. By the way, gold digger, have I done this before? It doesn't feel like a good term because gold digging actually requires work.
That's a good point.
These women are just marrying a rich guy.
There's work, though.
I guess you got to blow them.
You got to suck an 88-year-old off. And there's a lot of work. I mean, there's even work to get the dick hard.
That's true.
You got to take a pill. Now we're doing like a dirty Seinfeld bit. You got to take a pill. You got to wait for the dick. Then you got to suck it to completion.
But a gold...
It's gold digging.
But a gold digger is like a prospector with a long beard and dirty fingernails who's out there panning and digging. Ththese are women who are...
It's harder work, for sure.
It's harder. I'm just saying. Gold digger to me is too hard of a job. Maybe gold... what do you call the guy with the loop? Like...
telescope?
No.
Not telescope. What do you call it?
The diamond guy.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they like
telescope?
appraiser or something. I don't know.
You're a gold waiter.
Gold waiter.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Or gold...
Gold stalker. Gold... like gold counter, something. I don't know. To me,
really gold user.
Gold user.
You're just a user, right?
Yeah, Goldie Hawn. Gold.
That one doesn't apply.
Gold in my hair. Who is Gold in my hair?
She was the first president of Israel. No, not the first. Maybe she was the first. The first president of Israel. I'm looking it up.
Pull it up.
First female or first president?
I think it's first.
Wow, that's very progressive. Interesting. Okay. Probably the only...
was the Israeli politician who served as the fourth prime minister of Israel from 69 to 74.
Those are some bad years. Those are some bad Israel.
No, not a lot of good years.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. Right now it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Seems to be going well.
Goldie Hawn, you a fan?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, got breast implants later in life.
Did she?
She was flat-chested for most of her, big career. And then I think she got them later. Give that a go.
It's a weird move because it's when your back is probably weak.
Oh, good point.
Right? I mean, that's where people get reductions.
Yeah. Look at that. Now, what year? Can we get a year on the breast implant?
Big cans.
Oh, Goldie Hawn is very sexy to me. She's got the huge mouth.
Yeah, buddy.
Love it. I find her hotter.
Be a waste on us.
What's that?
That'd be a waste on us.
That's true. Oh, man, look at the young Goldie. Those eyeballs. Yeah, I think she's hotter than Kate Hudson.
Yeah, because she's got the funny thing going.
Yeah. And
funny counts for something. The original is kind of hotter than the...
That's true.
The Hollywood, the child of Hollywood's never like, I don't know.
Uh-oh.
A little too young there.
That's what is that,
Jesus
Cole
Christ,
Ritchie?
what the hell are you doing?
Good Lord, Sally. How'd you even find these? But
on my hard drive.
But yeah, she's got the cute face. I like a little bit of weirdness.
Yeah, a little lack of symmetry is kind of hot.
Yes, like what's it? Uma Thurman?
Yes.
Something's a little off, but it works.
Although I love that we're just like, I like when something's a little off. Who do you like? Uma Thurman, one of the most beautiful women ever. We're acting like we're quirky.
Well, Heidi Klum, too plain. I think she's pretty.
I'm weird. I like women like Salma Hayek.
Oh, yeah.
And Penelope Cruz. I'm weird, though.
Something's off. The Hispanic, I don't care.
That's that's a peeve when people go like, I'm weird, and then it's just like the most generic.
How about this guy? I'm weird. I like cold pizza. Shut up. Everybody eats cold pizza. You're not interesting.
Yeah, or cold fried chicken. That's another one that people think. Man, that cellar party General Tso's, that fucked up my stomach for a hot 2 days, I'd say.
Yeah.
You can't be drinking hard liquor while you're eating Chinese. It's fucking. That's like wild man shit at this point. Like I used to be like impressed by like skateboard tricks, but now I'm like, Now I see someone like pounding whiskey and General Tso's. I'm like, you're fucking insane.
Yeah.
It's going to end horribly.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
Taking your life in your hands. That's so true. Why did they do that? I mean, I love Popeyes, but you can't get shit-faced and eat Popeyes. It's too poison. It's like a speedball.
Yeah, but in the moment, is it good, man?
Oh, it's great.
You're doing... I mean, beer and Popeyes is fine. It's when you start throwing the hard liquor in.
Yeah.
Because it's just too... Whiskey's bad on the stomach. Not our whiskey, Bodega Cat whiskey.
Yeah, take that, Rogan, you fucking snob.
It almost is like... has like a chamomile tea effect on your stomach, Bodega Cat. BodegaCatWhiskey.com, folks, for more.
Here. We're almost sold out.
Yeah.
And we're almost in bars.
We're getting there.
Oh, yeah. A lot of red tape. But yeah, General Tso's. I stopped eating at Panda Express in like 2009.
Yeah,
it was fucking me up.
Because New York is the thing. It's like, if you're in a big city, if you're in like a city that doesn't have a lot of Chinese people, Panda Express is pretty solid. But
sure.
New York City, you got options.
Oh yeah. Oh,
you got good options for Chinese. I mean, we used to go to those like real like Hunan type fucking. Those were good spots.
If it has bulletproof glass, that place is good.
Yeah.
What's that one downtown, Chinatown? Open 24.
Wohop.
Woo!
It's a dumpling spot?
No, it's just straight up Chinese, but it's open 24 hours as a downstairs.
Oh, I've heard of this spot. I've never been there.
Oh, my God. I think COVID fucked it up a little. They're not open till 24 anymore, but man, was that some good drunk food.
No shit.
I mean, those some great nights. Just shithoused with 8 guys at Wohop going, you fucking blah, blah. You're throwing, lo mein at each other. Good times.
Take your shirt off, start making out.
Yeah.
Turns into a gay porno.
That's not an egg roll.
We ate there after we shot your Chinatown rooftop.
We ate there?
Yeah.
You and I? Oh, yeah.
A bunch of guys.
I have been there.
Yeah.
Remember? Yeah.
Man, I was looking at pandemic pics.
Right.
It's just weird that happened. The empty New York, every single apartment was filled with the owner.
Those were bad times. I think that aged all of us.
Oh yeah.
I think that aged everyone just got fucked up from that.
Well, think what we have to tell our kids. 9/11, pandemic, riots. Like we got some good stuff to tell the kids.
They're not going to listen to us.
That's true.
They're going to be on their phone.
Oh.
They're playing some shape game.
We'll be past phone. They're going to have a chip in their asshole. They'll be fucking a robot at age 4.
Damn.
Look at that. That's insane. We lived through that. And we fought, and we yelled, and we screamed, and we posted, and we tweeted. And...
Those were weird nights, man. Those like late nights doing roof shows. And
oh, yeah.
And you did a Fallon set on a boat.
Oh, my God. Yeah, well, there's the naked cowboy.
He never left.
No, he never will. You were on every roof. I'm on a boat. I'm in a park. I'm on a parking lot. Crazy.
Good times, though.
Yeah.
I mean, good bad times.
Yeah.
I would never want to do it again, but we made the most of it. Man, holy shit, New York was just shut the fuck down. You couldn't do anything.
Crazy.
How the hell did restaurants survive that?
Not a lot did.
Yeah.
Wait, go back up. Have you heard about this? Keep going. Right there. You know about this thing?
What's that?
The vessel?
The vessel.
Yeah.
I think 8 people jumped off of it.
Oh, okay.
And they had to shut it down.
Oh, is this in Hudson Yards?
Yep.
Yeah, we did the show there, remember? They were explaining that to us.
You did a show here?
No, like right next to it.
Oh.
Oh, wow. Did anyone jump?
I almost did. It was rough. No, it was a good crowd, actually. We did that show. You remember that one? Maureen? You were there.
Of course. Yeah. That was my neighborhood.
They kept saying, like, people kept jumping off.
Imagine you have to close down a piece of art, like, because people keep committing suicide on it.
Do you feel guilty if it's your art?
Ooh.
You're like, this was a cool thing to kill yourself on.
Right. Well, it's also where the amount of people who walked by and went, that'll be it. That'll be the thing that I do it on. And multiple people had that exact thought.
Do you think it's like looking for a home? You're like, this is perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. It fits all my needs. It's tall, easy to get up.
Did you watch that documentary, The Bridge?
Yes.
I heard about it. I think we talked about it on this.
Oh, okay. I'll just very briefly.
Everyone regrets it, though, right?
The ones that survived to tell the tale.
Yeah, I guess not everyone.
Regretted it instantly. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's got to be a couple people who are about to hit. They're like, perfect.
Yeah.
Nailed it. But they said they used to publish the number of people who died, who were jumping off the bridge. And when they got to 500, they stopped doing that, publishing it in the papers, because people were showing up with shirts that said 500.
No.
Yes. And they're like,
wow. They got shirts made. That's crazy.
It's a sad day at the printers. What's this for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the bridge should have a, hey, 2 days till someone killed themselves. Remember that at the warehouses? Like, no one got injured. Hey, we've had 80 days till a person gets injured. No? All right. You don't remember that?
I remember that. Sorry, I was distracted with the photos.
Okay.
He's scrolling here.
Sorry, man.
Man, you know what doc I just watched? Bitconned on Netflix. You watched that one yet?
No, but crypto?
Yeah. Oh my God, these fuckers are so unlikable.
Yeah.
Like, has there been a less likable group? Like, they make Wall Street guys seem charismatic.
Well, they mixed finance and tech. Two of the biggest douches coming.
And shit that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It's like gym guys hustling you on money. That's like the vibe.
Right. And I still don't understand it. You could explain this to me for 5 weeks. I still wouldn't get what crypto is.
This guy is soulless. He's awful.
Oh, really?
He just flipped on everybody, and he's the only one who didn't have to do prison time, and he was maybe the worst of all. I mean, dude, he's like dumb Jordan Belfort.
Wow. He's like a Billy McFarland.
Who's that guy again?
He's the Firefest.
Oh, I remember that guy. Yeah, he sucked.
Although he went to jail.
Yeah, this guy is like, I mean, it's just so funny the shit you get away with. Like, they made Bitcoin credit cards, and they just put a fake Visa on this. So the idea is kind of good. They're like, okay, you can spend your Bitcoin. So if they actually could have executed this, it's kind of an interesting idea.
Wow.
You can spend your Ethereum or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
But the card, they have no deal with. It was hilarious. There's only one New York Times reporter who took it seriously. Everyone else was like, ah, fuck that. And he's like, no, this is like a thing people talk about. We should report this.
Yeah.
So this one guy, I'm slipping on his name here, but he calls. It's a pretty easy reporting. You call Visa, you're like, hey, do you know these guys? You're like, we've never heard of them ever.
Whoa.
Yeah. So. They're not working with Visa, and he's a piece of shit. And they used a made up because they thought it would look weird if it was all young guys on a financial website. So they just added a guy they found on the internet, an old guy in a suit like this. He didn't know who they were. So he's in the doc and he's like, yeah, I'm a professor. Like, this is pretty weird to be used for this. So then he used his grandpa. His grandpa was dying of cancer, and he's like clearly one of those guys who's like, yeah, I love you, like whatever you want. But this kid was soulless, just like an empty guy who like only cared about money. And it's like, I think everyone else is like, the other guys who went down was like, yeah, there's more to life. And this guy's like, no, I will do this. I would do this again.
Wow.
I hate these docs about people who are like proud of the shit they did, where you're like, you're the one who should be in prison. You have no remorse.
Right.
You'll do this again. It's like those Brooklyn 7-5 guys, those cops who are like, they're looking back on just like ripping people off and fucking everyone over and being like, man, those were the days.
Yeah.
We ran shit.
Didn't that McFarlane guy do that? Like, he did his time for Firefest, and when he was like out for bail or parole or whatever,
some other thing.
He was like selling tickets to the Oscars. Like,
yeah.
You're just doing it again.
Well, it's like pedophiles. They go to jail and they come out and they're like, this is all I know. And this is my thing. I fuck kids. Don't cut that. Don't clip that. But that's what they do. They go right back. It's like a beaver. They go right back to dams.
It's a funny thing to describe fucking kids as being like, it's my thing. I'm sorry.
It's a hobby.
You get handcuffed. I'm sorry.
It's a passion. It's a passion project.
You don't know me? Ask anyone about me. This is my thing.
They're like, we know. We asked everyone. Your neighbors, your nephew.
That's the guy who should say, I'm weird. I like fucking kids. That's the weird guy.
Yeah.
Not the guy who thinks
cold pizza, yeah.
Scarlett Johansson is hot. I'm weird. I like Scarlett Johansson.
Oh, yeah. But it sucks. You know when you see an old Asian lady with 30 bags of cans and you go, if you applied this much work to a regular job, you'd probably be a zillionaire. It's the same with these guys. You might not go to jail if you applied this to, like, stocks.
I know, but I think that those plans would be like, long game plans that got them rich. Like, we even see it with Bodega Cat. Like, this is a long process because we're doing it the kind of slow way.
Yeah.
But then I think these guys just want quick. It's like dopamine. It's like a dopamine rush. They just want the money.
And they probably get off a little on scamming.
And I think they just want to post like a fucking Bugatti on Instagram.
Yeah.
I think it's all about like image. I mean, the second I said these guys were in like Miami, I was like, I mean, that's where you go if you want to be a piece of shit.
Oh, 100%.
I'll be at the Miami Improv in June.
Come on out, Bitcon.
Just added that. I added a couple days because I was like, fuck, I can't do it. I I got to get back out there. I added Brea, Miami, and shit.
Yeah, good, good.
I gotta get back out there.
Buy a ticket with Bitcoin.
Rochester.
Hey.
Weird thought based off of the thought you just had. Do pedophiles fantasize about celebrities as kids? Like I'm thinking about Scarlett Johansson as a child, and that.
Probably. Well, if it's anything like you're Googling, I'll pull that up immediately. But I would say so. I bet they're already on it because she was a child actor. Oh. So they probably caught that early. Her.
Or how about Mel Gibson as a kid? Now I'm into male kids.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know.
Like, was he a hot kid, you mean?
Yeah, when I fantasize about Mel Gibson, is it about boy Mel Gibson?
Probably. Yeah, and can you get yearbook access?
These are the good questions.
That's a Playboy to a pedo. A yearbook.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking out loud here.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. The only person who's happy to sit next to a kid on a flight is a pedo.
That's true.
The only one.
That's a perk to being a pedo.
Yeah.
I would change seats. Hey, pedo, you want to sit next to this kid? Because he's killing me with his video game. Ding, 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 ding. The pedo's like, you got it. Everybody wins.
It's a guy with a pencil-thin mustache. You're like, you want to switch?
Yeah. He's like, do I? This kid's screaming around him. He's like, yeah.
I did that once, too. I had a friend on a flight, and we wanted to sit together, and the person next to me smelled so fucking bad. And I got up, and I was like, hey, do you mind switch with me? This is my friend right here. And he was like, yeah, sure. And the second he got over, he just looked back at me. Like, what can you do? I mean,
you're fucked.
I got you.
That's great.
But that does suck. I did feel bad I did that, but I was like, man, survival of the fittest. You gotta survive.
Yeah, well, that's the only time you're happy about the long COVID. I got no smell.
I know.
I can sit next to a shit-stained hobo, and I won't even notice. I had a lady on a flight. She had the worst BO in history, and I'm not a squeamish guy. I'll put my face right in an ass.
Will you?
Oh, yeah. But I got a napkin on, fork and knife. But this gal had the worst scent that I asked for a mask.
Wow.
I was the mask. No one on a plane had a mask except me, but that's how bad it was. Because it was like a soury, milkish dairy scent.
What is happening? What happens with those people?
That happened to my friend, and the stewardess brought him coffee grounds and was like, hold this under your nose.
So if you're sitting next to someone holding coffee grounds, you got to get your shit together. That's a bad sign.
That is fucking crazy. Yeah, some people just smell. Oh, Winnie's sad about that. Some people.
BO I can handle. This was beyond.
I know. I know what you mean. We've all been, but then you hate to be that person like, you're like, oh, the fucking taxi driver smelled bad, and you're like, yeah, he did 18 hours on the shift probably, you know?
Yeah, that I can take.
I can take that. Also, the windows go down. It's different. A flight's different.
Concealed air, recycled air.
Yeah.
That's tough. And you're right there, You're right next to this gigantic human. I wish I had they'll put that goo. Could have used some of that goo, that smelling goo.
I don't even know what that is.
They use that one for cadavers. Like when you're working around cadavers, they put the smell right into your nose.
Why do you know shit like this? This is a weird random thing.
I've seen it on like Dateline and whatever.
Oh, okay. Just put it on?
Yeah, you put a little dab will do you, and then
hilarious.
You can't smell the rotting corpse.
Dateline's good stuff, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good, sometimes you get a cold, you're almost like, yeah, all right, I'll watch some true crime.
Oh, yeah.
It could be worse.
Could be worse.
Yeah, I got a head cold. I could have been pushed down a flight of stairs for an inheritance. It always could be worse.
It's always like $30,000 too. They did it for.
I know.
It's never like this crazy amount.
Goes a long way in some parts of Kentucky, though.
That's true.
You think about $30,000 here, you're like, yeah, it's fucking gonna get eaten up on some crazy. Oh, New York will find ways to fuck you.
You got that right.
It's amazing the hoops you have to jump in to live here. It's fun.
Oh. It'll eat you, spit you up and eat you out. Wait. Thank you.
It'll eat your ass and spit you out.
You know what? Whenever I want to feel better about New York, I just turn on the Baltimore news. Yeah. Anytime you want to feel better about your town, just check out Baltimore. It is a mood raiser. I mean, the bridge fell down, the crime, the whole thing.
You turn on the news, the bridge falls, you're like, oh, good.
Yeah, I'm doing all right. This city's all right. Yeah, the National Guard's in the subway. Our bridges are up.
That National Guard in the subway shit is interesting.
That's a bad look.
We said in the Yang episode, we're like, that's not a thing. And then we got on the train together and we saw it and we're like, oh, all right.
Yeah. Hey, how about this for Yang's followers? Yankees. That's an idea.
I went to a Yankee game last week.
How'd they do?
Hey, it was the only really bad game. They looked awful. They've been great otherwise, but it was still had fun.
You're living your life.
I'm
I like that.
Yes, you are living.
I'm having an all right time.
Hanging out with athletes. You're at games.
Yeah,
You're doing
you
stuff.
too.
Oh, yeah. I'll take it.
Yeah, man.
You're buying apartments. You got a dog.
I'm trying.
Yeah, you're doing great.
Yeah.
Special cooking.
Hopefully soon.
Are you on the editing process?
Yeah.
That's tough.
It's all right. I mean, it's pretty much done.
Okay, good.
I mean, it works.
Great. That's exciting.
Just gotta fight. It's not totally done, but man, fucking, you're just like you're done with the jokes. You're like, I don't want to even think about these jokes again.
Yeah.
And then you're like, yeah, I got to a little longer.
You gotta watch that edit. You gotta watch this version of it, then that version of it, and you just go. I hate to see it.
How about you? You're cooking on the road.
Cooking on the road. I finally got a good 40 that's really
Oh, I'm jealous.
popping. I'm in the best stage. Like with it, I have some time left to write the rest of it, but this 40's working, so it's a nice.
You don't have to say where, obviously, but do you think you know where your next special is going to end up?
I get it's between 3.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah, I got some options.
Good to have options.
CISO. No. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But yeah. Good time for comedy.
It's a good time.
You can cut this, but I think that outfit's making her uncomfortable to lay down.
Uh-oh.
She keeps laying down and then standing up.
Oh, good eye. Now that's a father. Hey, there we go. Uh-oh. PETA calling in.
Pedophile.
Hey.
That's someone who loves PETA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You love dogs, dude?
I love PETA so much. Holy shit.
What about this to get rid of pedophiles? Pedicure. Ah. There we go. Nude beach. Hello.
She might still not go down. Everyone loves this fucking dog, dude.
Oh, yeah. How could you not? Who would hate the dog?
There's probably people out there who don't like Winnie.
Yeah.
They're pieces of shit, dude. Oh man, I send you the. Oh, that's walking through New York, baby. She fucking runs this town.
Story of my life, staring at a bitch's ass, walking down a New York sidewalk.
I got a good one for you, Sally Keys.
All right, get off the beehole. Yeah, Jesus. I feel like
Yeah,
I'm
you were-
watching the Kim Kardashian sex tape again.
Where the hell is it?
Oh, you couldn't see that beehole for a mile with all that cheek she had.
Where the hell is it? Trying to find one to send. Oh, here we go. I'm sending you one, dude. In text or Instagram? Which is okay. All right, I'm sending you one right now.
Cut the dead air.
Sorry about that.
No, we got the power of editing.
Yeah, cut the dead air.
Big moan from the dog.
Yeah, even Winnie's bored right now. What the hell? Yeah, I just sent you one. You'll play this. You'll
Is it
love
Orson?
You'll love this shit. This is a good one. We've become obsessed with this guy.
Yeah.
Meeting Winston Churchill.
Oh, wow.
Of course, I was immensely impressed with Churchill, but he was quite another thing, you know. He had great humor and great irony. I happened to be in Venice trying to get some money for a movie, and there he was in the hotel at the Lido with Clemmy, his wife. One day at lunch, I came in with a Russian businessman I was trying to hustle for some money for this picture. And as we passed Mr. Churchill's table, Mr. Churchill saw me and made that little gesture, and the Russian went out of his mind. This is a white Russian, not a red Russian. When he saw that Mr. Churchill not only knew me, but gave a rather special acknowledgement, it was clear to me that I had the money for my picture. So the next morning I was out swimming in the beach, and I found myself paddling in the water right next to Mr. Churchill. And I hadn't gone up to speak to him, but there we were in the water, and I had known him on and off during the war in a humble capacity. And I said, and he had come backstage to see me, and I said, Mr. Churchill, I think you ought to know what you did for me. And I told him about how this acknowledgement had meant so much to me with my financier. And that day at lunch, I came in with a financier again, and Mr. Churchill rose from his chair and bowed.
That's fucking.
Of course, I was.
Wow.
That's a great story.
Yeah, crazy. I want to be in that point in my life where I'm like, So I was in Tuscany for fun for my next special, and then I popped over to Lisbon, saw fucking Stephanopoulos, and he nodded at me, and then I went to
It'd be hilarious to do that character, but it's just bad. People go, yes, sir, there I was. I was in Fallujah, and Osama bin Laden walked over to me, and he nodded, and he
interrupted my dinner with Putin. And yeah. Wow, these guys get so international. You know, they're just like, oh, I was in Milan talking to my ex, you know, trying to get the child support lawsuit fixed or whatever. We're like, I was in Hartford the other day.
No, it's a different life.
It's a different life.
I was thinking about that whenever musicians will release a, this is the never released recordings. You're like, oh, shit, what would that be for comedians? You're like, here's some dick jokes that I sat on.
Right, that I sat on. That's
yeah.
true. Here's the B-side of my queef chunk.
or like they give you the story behind the song, and you're like, this gave me the inspiration. Yeah, for us, it's like, yeah, I had diarrhea at a rest stop, and in popped that thought.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Well, I was on my third hooker at La Quinta Inn. Yeah, that's true. And the songs, people will look for the meaning.
Yeah.
They'll go, oh, this song's actually about his dead son who died in childbirth. And ours, they go, I didn't get it.
Yeah.
That's just it. You didn't get the joke. They will do a deep dive on a song. There's got to be some subtext and what do you call that? What's the word? Not meaning. Symbolism. What is this symbolizing or whatever? With us, it's just like, I don't get it. That joke sucks.
What about is it more impressive if it takes longer to write the song or the bit, or is it more impressive if it just came to you that quickly?
Came to you quickly. I like it when they're like, I wrote the song yesterday in 40 minutes. You know?
Yeah, that is impressive.
I love those.
If it's a good song.
That's true.
The song has to be great.
Yeah.
And it came to you. I watched the Oasis documentary. Love them or hate them.
I think they're great.
I think they're great too.
Yeah.
But they fist fight, they drink, they fuck, they smoke. You know, they're like rock star types, and they're brothers, so they're always fighting. And eventually the manager goes, guys, you're killing it. You're doing arenas, but you haven't had a new album in 8 years. We need a new album. And they were like, all right. They put the cigarette out. They chug a beer. They go, Wonderwall. Write that down. Okay. And then like a day later, they had that album. Crazy.
That might be their best album.
Watch the doc.
That's crazy. That's crazy that might be their best album.
I know.
That's the one? That's crazy. They were already in arenas before that album?
They were huge. Yeah, their first album was like a runaway hit. I mean, give all this a goog. I'm talking out of my ass here, but...
crazy.
Yeah, they were just one of those throw it together. And I think the fact that it was so easy for them made them quit. Does that make sense? I think if you got to work at it, you'll probably stick with it longer.
That's a fair point.
It's
I
theory.
heard a story about Bob Dylan and Leonard Cohen sitting down, and Leonard Cohen's like, man, I forgot what song it was. He's like, I love this song you wrote. It's so good. And Bob Dylan goes, yeah, I wrote it in 15 minutes. And then Bob Dylan's like, I love Hallelujah. And he goes, took me 5 years.
Oh, there you go.
But it's like, to me, they're both, I mean, that's impressive, but it's kind of impressive that you just kept chiseling away to make it perfect. They're both, I mean, look, 5 years is not a good... But he made a classic.
Yeah, and it was resung by so many different people.
But it's like, yeah, you do run the risk of overcooking your work.
Yes.
I mean, you can make something great, but you don't want to be one of those people that just sits on an album for 12 years.
We know those types.
We know those people. And
especially for comedy. Comedy doesn't last 12 years. Like, stuff you wrote 12 years ago might not play today.
That's true.
I know so many comics, though, coming up now, there's a lot of comics who rush shit out, and there's a lot of comics who sit on stuff where I'm like, dude, you got to have something out. You're like, you got a great hour. Put it out.
Right in the middle, the sweet spot of those two. Well, it's kind of like Johnny Manziel. That guy was like a phenom, didn't have to train, did blow every night, drank every night. We'd love to have you on, Johnny Football.
That was a good pitch.
But
he was a piece of shit. He got wasted. Anyway, we'd like to extend an invitation. We're immense fans of your work.
He's an entrepreneur at the end of the day. I mean, he sold his jersey illegally. He got the back.
This is not helping.
All right, well, I'm a fan.
But he was also like smaller, and he could, so it worked at that level. But when you get to the pros, everyone's so fucking good. You can't like riff.
That's true.
You gotta know plays. A lot of guys who are great in college in all sports don't translate.
Well, it's kind of like the peaking in high school. You know, the guys who peaked in high school and they're like, I'm great. life is good, and then you don't keep going, you don't progress. And I think that's my point about the
So far, not a great pitch to get Johnny on.
We love you, Johnny.
People who don't get better at a certain age. Anyway, we hope to hear from you soon.
I'm sure he's found something he's killing it at.
I'm sure he's doing right.
All right.
No, I watched that doc on him. It was pretty interesting.
I. Loved it.
You know which one was really good? The Mante Teo one.
Oh, that one fucked me up.
That one fucked me up. That guy just seems like a nice guy.
Sweet dude. Got rooked.
Right,
got bamboozled.
Is that the guy that got catfished?
Yeah.
That's before catfish was a thing, or that was after?
I don't think he was aware of. He was too sweet. He had a heart of gold, and he bought it. Hook, line.
I think guys like that, you're just playing football all the time. He wasn't going out. He was the opposite of John. He wasn't going out meeting chicks. I think it was just like, you're at home, you're talking to people online. Think about how much now, like, you have a kid. His generation's probably going to be like, we would meet women less in person. I mean, we meet them, but like you do a lot of the groundwork now on the apps. Right? I mean...
Of course. It's considered weird to not do the apps now. Remember, the apps
cool
used to be weird.
I remember we had a good friend of ours, who he would just like talk to women on the subway. And that's a tough out, though, man. I don't want to be like...
I respect that. That's balls.
You get shut down, and then you just have a long stop with no door open, and you're like, ugh, I watched it happen. He would just get shut down. And it's like, at least a bar is kind of like, you expect to maybe get hit on. You don't want to get hit on your commute.
I know. Although it's how Vitor met his wife.
That's a great bit. Gary Vitor's joke about that? Met his wife because she sneezed on him, and he said, God bless you. And he goes, we've been together ever since, and he goes, about a week ago, a woman on the train sneezed on me, and I said, fuck you, bitch, I'm not falling for that again. A Gary Vitor joke, who we will have on this very soon.
Yes,
hopefully.
He's putting out a thing or two.
He's been sitting on this fucking podcast and special. I always tease him. I'm like, you don't have a podcast. But he's got one coming out soon. So
well, here's the thing. If you don't put it out, you can't fail. I think that's
not what's happening.
I think that's not. I'm not saying with Vitor. I think Vitor's a talent.
Yeah.
First guy I ever met in comedy. But
he cursed me out in an open mic.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Because I wasn't paying attention. He's like, this asshole's not paying attention.
Oh, wow.
And then I saw him. He did my show a night later because I ran a show with Harrison. And
he didn't know you were a comic.
No, he did.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Mic. He just snapped. Everyone snapped at open mics.
It's funny. He's picking on a guy twice his size.
Well, he didn't.
This fucking asshole. And then you stand up. And
we were at Maui Taco. Like, if you didn't snap, you were fucking. Everyone snapped.
Everyone snapped at Maui Taco.
And then we saw him a night later. He goes, "I'm sorry about that." I go, "It's all right. I get it." It's like we all snapped.
That's great.
And we've been together ever since.
You could take a Zen monk, Dalai Lama, put him at the Maui Taco, and he'd go, "You fucking cum guzzling piece of shit."
Turns into Michael Richards.
yeah, exactly. Man,
I was
the robe off.
I was watching that Michael Richards clip where Seinfeld's trying to help him on Letterman, and everyone just keeps laughing. I'm like, this is insane.
That was so awkward.
It's so weird.
Respect to Jerry for sticking up for the friend like that.
But also, Letterman was also protecting those residuals.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. That's a good point.
No one did that for Cosby. They have Cosby zoom in. They're like, he made a mistake.
Yeah. You didn't see Theo.
I don't know when it happened, but
so this happened. So the interesting thing about this clip, if you want to watch it, is the thing hit TMZ, and this crowd was locked in that theater and didn't know about it.
Oh.
So when the crowd sees Kramer,
so this is like,
and they're laughing.
Pre-Twitter.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of crazy. So it was like it went viral. I mean, this would be fucking...
I think it's pre-iPhone.
You know what's funny? I don't know if this would be worse or better now, because now there's so much shit that maybe it would have been cycled through more quickly.
Yeah.
But back then, I don't know. What do you think? It would be worse or better now?
What do you mean? Better? What better?
Well, I mean, I just think
if a comic blew up like this.
There's so much... This was like one of the first cancellations I remember.
Definitely.
But like...
Cell phone camera.
Exactly, but it was like bad footage.
Yeah,
that's how long ago it was.
So way shitty, real low res.
Yeah,
but you got it.
Yeah,
the message was delivered. But this, I thought he was trying to help him here.
No, I think he's definitely trying to help, but it's just a weird setup with a laughing crowd.
What's especially weird is that they see Michael Richards' face and they think, this is the funniest guy I've ever seen. And he's apologizing. I'm so sorry for the insensitive things I said. And people are like,
and he goes, don't laugh.
Yeah, that's it.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Hi, Michael. Welcome to the show.
He's like a
Hello,
hostage.
hi.
How you doing? I'm not doing too good.
Yeah. Why don't you explain exactly what happened for the folks who may not know?
I lost my temper on stage. I was at a comedy club trying to do my act, and I got heckled, and I took it badly and went into a rage, and said some pretty nasty things to some Afro-Americans. A lot of trash talk.
I got a chuckle.
Stop laughing. It's not fun. He's just so much better as Kramer.
I know.
It's just weird to see him be serious.
Yeah, 10 years we watched him be funny as hell.
You've met Michael Richards as Kramer. Now meet Michael Richards as the guy who feels really bad about calling a bunch of people the N-word.
By the way, this is better than any Zoom gig I ever did. By the way, he's already gotten more laughs than anyone on a Zoom
Andy's got
show.
his pants on. But
tubing.
You know, it's weird. It's a weird moment. It's crazy, right?
Yeah. What were we about to say?
Oh, that's posted. This has been posted 17 years ago. This happened longer than 17 years ago.
Wow. I think it was 99. Well, that's when the show ended.
I bet it was 2003.
It's just funny to watch Seinfeld, and then you see, like, you know, Kramer just, like,
you're right.
drinking his milk out of his fridge, and then you cut over, and this is it.
Yeah.
Weird shit. Time, you know, shit happens.
Well, the crazy thing is, has he done a thing since?
No.
He did Comedians in Cars and
Oh, well, yeah, he's done
guess who booked those two?
Yeah.
2006, it says on TV.
Oh, wow, that late. Okay.
Yeah.
Twitter came out in 08?
Yeah, around time of
09?
iPhones, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, so I wonder if it would have been worse or better, but...
I'd love to have him on if he'd be willing to do it. Would you have him on?
Sure.
Yeah. We'll get him on with Miss Pat.
Just don't talk while he's talking. Make sure to hear him out.
Yeah. Well, what's he going to call us? You fucking crackers. If I had my way.
That'd be a great clip.
Yeah. Well, that'd be huge. Are you any word from the guest? He's in the back. Oh, all right.
Jeez, all right, we're really...
He needs a break.
Late. What?
He needs a break.
It's a long one, huh?
I was going to say a story about Viter, and it went over. I got cut off. It's over.
Open mic.
I
his
can't
wife.
remember. She hadn't sneezed. Shit, I lost it. It's gone. Uh-oh, it's a jean jacket show.
Hey.
Hey, Ralph, how are you, man?
Hey, Bastos.
Yeah, leave it there. Our friends at Manscaped want to talk to you about the boys. You men got two boys that follow you wherever you go. Trust Manscaped to give your below-the-belt twins the spa treatment your balls are talking about.
There you
caught
go.
That. Your ball sack. Their Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra comes with 2 interchangeable blade heads, one for a classic trim and another foil blade to get real smooth. I use it. My balls are looking pretty good right now.
Same here.
Tell you what doesn't look good. The Holiday Inn I stay at when I'm done with this mess all over the rim. This thing has a spotlight so you can see what you're doing, and it comes with a compact case that's perfect for travel. Whether you're shaping up below the belt or dealing with your neck beard, Manscaped has the tools for you. Get 20% off and free shipping with code DRUNK at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping with code DRUNK at manscaped.com. For the best your balls have ever looked, trust Manscaped. Hey, Raph. Good to see you, man.
Hey, what's up, buddy? Nice jacket.
Where do I sit?
Right
Sit
here.
there, yeah.
You don't want to sit
This is
next
Winnie,
to the dog.
yeah.
I used to have 2 pugs.
Did you?
Hey.
Black and apricot. That's the
Two Pugs Shakur.
All right.
Apricot.
Yeah.
Like apricot?
I don't know. That's how we call it in Brazil.
Oh.
Apricot.
And that
I was
means
just,
white?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was just watching one of your bits that I know has been stolen to death, the pronouns one.
Oh, yeah.
People just steal that bit, right?
Yeah,
Do you have that bit, Matt? Look up the pronouns bit. I mean,
So many views.
yeah, it's really funny. It's a really good bit. I mean,
But here's the... Are we on already?
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. When we post something, we are going to their world. I complain a lot about people stealing my stuff, but at the same time, they don't necessarily have to know that there's an ethic in comedy, that this is our joke.
I don't think they do.
They don't know. So, yeah, sometimes I get like frustrated, but at the same time, I know where they're coming from. That's what they do. They
what they
steal
do.
things. We have this ethic that we have
Right.
material. So
Very mature way to look at it.
yeah, but I complain more for the views then I actually understand where they're coming from.
You want to play this?
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah,
short
it's
bit.
got
Play
7
it.
million views.
This is a killer bit.
And you guys make English even more difficult than it should be. I don't know why. I saw the other day a person saying, "Don't call me he or she, call me they." And I was like, what the fuck? It took me 3 years to learn I am, you are, he is, she is. Let me tell you a story. I invited a friend to have dinner at my house the other day. And he was like, "Oh, I'm bringing a friend." And I said, "Of course, bring him." He was like, "No. Bring them." So I said, "Rafi." And he said, "They are here." So you tell them that they are going to be almost as
Now, the beauty of this bit is I came here and I had to learn I am. You had to learn all the conjugations.
Yeah.
That's a unique perspective that we couldn't do.
Yeah.
Because we know all the pronouns and all that shit. So that's what's so cool about that bit.
And Marina had Marina Franklin, she has
Yeah, I
a different
know.
angle on this where she's like, they, I have to say they now, and you're going to make me talk like a runaway slave. That's her line.
That's a great
They
bit.
went that way. That's another great cheers.
A
brother.
great angle we couldn't do.
Yeah.
You know, we
Cheers.
can't do our slave stuff. Hey, what do you got here? Aperol?
An I don't know what this is.
Apricot pug.
Pretty good.
Ooh, baby.
That's really good. What is that, like grapefruit and stuff?
That's good. Very good.
Vodka, grapefruit juice, Aperol. That's it? And lemon. It's good.
I'm the jokes about the language are the ones who actually helped me reach so many different people, not only in America, because there's people like learning English all over the world, so they can see that joke and like it, because they're also learning. They know how this can be confusing, and it's very difficult to be creative in this subject, because every foreigner that comes here, he has the instinct of writing about the misunderstandings and how can I do a joke and don't play too dumb.
Right.
This is a joke that I would never do now. Because I know what is this. I know what is they and them. I would be lying. It was confusing at first. It was actually confused. So it came from an honest place.
Yes.
Now there's jokes that I do with the language and being a little this fish out of water in America that I don't feel are too honest anymore.
But I think that comes through in that bit. You can tell it's real.
That was a real struggle. The language was a struggle at that time. But now doing that joke is me basically lying a little. I don't know. I'm in this conflict.
I get that.
I think you outgrow a lot of jokes so as you do comedy. It's not just something like that, but I guess that especially because you've assimilated more,
Yeah, when you come here, you have similar angles, but how can you be creative in that place? Being a fish out of water and don't point at the same thing like the bus and the airport, because it is weird.
Yeah.
But how can you be creative? That's the challenge that I feel now.
That's a struggle as an international comic, I bet. Because I went and did a European tour. I did Berlin. I did Lisbon. And I got to go, what's up with this? That's weird. The grocery store is fucked up. And they're like, ah! But I'm only there for 2 days.
Yeah.
You live here.
Yeah.
So that's, you got to really play it on the line.
Yeah, but it's crazy because imagine if you were there for 5 years.
Exactly.
Then you would be lying, pointing like, oh, the convenience store. It's so crazy. No, it's not.
No.
Used to it.
But you got to do it in the beginning. I mean, how many, I've done a lot of all black shows where you go up and you go, I could just play whoa, I'm a fucking honky. You guys scare the shit out of me. Oh, where's your dad?
There's a good career in that, too, actually.
Yeah.
But
I pay taxes on time. Like, oh, yeah. Like that.
whoa.
That's a bad angle.
I take care of my kid. Yeah.
Diabetes. I don't have it. But that's something that I did the first time. But I was like, that was too easy. Let me see if I can really be a funny comedian. And then it's harder.
Do you feel when you go? You went overseas already, Sam?
I've done it a bit. Yeah, I did Australia. I did England. I'm doing a bigger one, I believe, in September.
Okay.
In Europe.
Do you feel that you have to change a lot when you go to those places?
No, I don't actually. I don't really change anything. Look, I had a bit where the punchline was a commercial in America, so I can't do that in Australia.
They don't have the
There's a
reference.
couple, so you just find one. You're like, all right, I could change it to maybe McDonald's.
It wasn't a specific commercial, or was about commercials. The beat.
The
Specific.
joke was about. I had a joke about sex robots and like how you've heard this bit about how you fuck.
Good bit.
Like you fuck a robot, but like maybe in the future it'll be like there's gonna be ads. Like while you're fucking them, so that's for like you're fucking a robot. All of a sudden you hear liberty, liberty, liberty.
Okay,
And you're like,
yeah,
oh
no,
fuck, I got to get the premium subscription. It's like Spotify.
That's
Yeah.
great.
I'm butchering my own fucking joke.
No, yeah.
You know the joke.
It's okay.
But
It kills.
yeah. But that joke, like, do I change to ba da ba ba ba?
No,
McDonald's
yeah.
for overseas or whatever. But that's like it's like a better joke for just America. But then that was kind of it. I think I had a joke where I talked about Panda Express. I compared it to, like it was like bad sex Panda Express, whatever. But then you just like whatever fast food you have here.
You just ask them what is a shitty fast food.
Yeah, I Google it usually. Or I ask a guy, I'm like, would they get this?
Right.
But then it's like McDonald's is like, it's funny. We labor over word choice and like McDonald's is like too broad. It like doesn't feel special.
No,
Or burger.
it's not funny. Wendy's is funny. McDonald's is not funny.
Specifics.
Yeah.
They
Five
have a
Guys.
different name in Australia too for Burger King. It's called like Happy Jacks or something.
That's it.
Is that-
Hungry Jack.
Hungry Jack.
Hungry Jack.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know. How about you? Did you have to change a lot when you came here?
I feel-
You're from Brazil originally.
Yeah, I'm
How
from,
long have you been here?
I moved to LA in 18,
Okay.
and then I moved to New York in 19. That's
Wow, LA sucked that much. You're like, I gotta get out.
Yeah, I left.
Did you not like LA?
No, it's. I feel like LA.
I mean, we don't either.
You don't. Okay, I don't.
Nice for a
I don't, I don't like it. I don't like it. No, the thing is, I feel like I came to America to do stand up. There was no other reason for me to come here. There's nothing else. There's no. I don't want to. I don't love the country. I don't love. I love the scene and stand up. I want to challenge myself and come here. So New York was the place to do this. I feel like in LA there's a lot of dancing.
Yes, yes.
A lot of performance, a lot of faces, a lot of models on stage because I
Yes.
think producers want to fuck people, so there's a lot of models on stage. I don't know, there's a lot of weird shit happening. A lot of marquees in comedy clubs, like the marquees is what's matter.
Right.
You know?
Bits.
So coming to a place like the Cellar or other comedy, mainly the Cellar, you don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody goes to their website and see who is playing. They
I don't
just
even think
go.
there is a marquee.
It's a blackboard right out front.
Oh,
Comic
yeah.
Sans
Yeah,
have
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah,
great
yeah.
observation for the difference between LA and New York.
Yeah.
You ever see the Laugh Factory?
Yes.
Fucking giant
Oh,
digital thing
yeah.
on Sunset, and we got
No, there's no.
we got a fucking whiteboard that'll just be
Laugh
erased.
Factory, big tip model tonight.
Yeah.
Man with perfect jawline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
And
Comedy
black dude with bulge in his pants. All tonight.
Comedy Cellar. Almost homeless Jew.
It's funny, we all know who that is.
Yeah.
We love you, Attell.
It's a bag guy. He has 8 bags with him.
But that's it. That's why I think like New York was more challenging, and also everybody who do comedy outside of America, they know this stare, the stare of the sailor.
Yeah.
They kind of see that, you know. So that's the challenge. Is to, for me, it was not to come here and become famous or get money. It was like I wanna be there. I wanna learn, and I had the chance here to watch and to see people that I think I would never be able to see if I wasn't here.
Yes.
Which kind of people like Lenny Marcus and Andy Haynes and Rosebud. You guys are more famous. You have your specials on Netflix and everything. But those people who have their careers and they're building their career, I would never have a chance
Yeah.
to see if I wasn't here.
So many funny people work.
So many
unsung heroes.
It's very common for me to just, mainly in the beginning. Now I know everybody, but in the beginning to just go up and see a guy, and I'm like, who is this guy?
What the fuck is that guy?
What is it? Oh yeah,
Dueling.
he had a sitcom in the 90s and
Right.
it didn't work. And now he's murdering for 25 years and nobody's seeing. He's happy.
Yes.
He's getting enough money to do this. This is what he wants to do. So it's not like he is a failure. No, that's the life he chose.
It's almost like I look
Exactly.
at like the beauty of like, you know, in baseball, like you got the minor leagues, and a lot of these guys are making shit money, living in their
Yeah.
car.
Yeah.
They just love baseball,
Exactly.
and
That's
it's like
us.
I would have been this if it didn't work. I'm this if it works, you know. So it's like you're right. It's like a beautiful thing there. These are just like a lot of purists at the comedy stuff.
Purists, yes. When I was broke, I'd have interviewers be like, "You got a day job and you do comedy at night. How do you do it?" I'm like, "Well, it's better than just a day job. I get to have a day job and do comedy.
Yeah.
I'd rather have a day job and do comedy than just a day job."
And also, if you're not searching I'm not saying that being broke is awesome, but if your whole search is success, there is a place where you want to go. And as soon as you get to that place, things are not as happy as they were in the beginning.
Agree.
People don't enjoy the path as much as they have to.
Yes.
And I came here to search for the path because I had the
you were big.
Success.
I had I wouldn't say there was a gazillionaire, but I had money enough to don't work anymore. I had TV shows and
Wow.
I got some
Brazil has TV?
Yeah, and light. We have
Wi-Fi?
light. Yeah,
Wow.
we have soda. Coca-Cola went there last year. It's amazing.
Bananas.
It's amazing.
I met a Brazilian. They described him as the Jon Stewart of Brazil,
Wow.
like that big. Like his show was that big.
Really?
I had a show with a few other comedians that was like the comedy show in Brazil. But it's such a unique thing because we speak Portuguese. It's not even Spanish. So
Right.
a Brazilian comedian can only perform in Brazil, Portugal, and in other countries with Brazilian communities. But like, it's such a specific thing. And I was the first one to cross over
Whoa.
because we have a good scene there.
Crazy to
Sure.
not see a trajectory in front of you, to not be like, here's a guy, I can look at his career.
Yeah.
That's what I want. You kind of were you went there blind almost, right?
Come here.
Yeah.
And also when I started there, because there was no comedy when I started there.
Yeah.
So the beginning was the thing. Also like end of 2003, beginning 2004, I think. That's when we started stand-up. It's pretty new in Brazil.
Yeah.
So can you imagine when we started, there's no way for us to watch other people.
Whoa.
Because YouTube became a thing in 2006.
Yeah.
So for like 2 years, the only reference that we had was the opening of Seinfeld.
Wow, that's crazy.
It was
nothing.
The only thing. And then I think in 2004, we got a CD that had like 4 or 5 Comedy Central presents.
And they made it into Portuguese.
No. We watch it in English.
Okay.
We watch it in English. Our English wasn't that bad. We were able to understand.
When did you learn English?
I learned, it was more like 99 when I came here to play basketball. I played 1
Also,
year.
he's on the traveling Brazilian. What team are we on? Like their NBA or their national team?
No, it wasn't that good.
What? That's what I tell people. So, what level were you?
Telling you.
What level were you?
I played pro for a little bit. Like a good 3 or 4 years.
What was your game like?
I was just like getting offensive fouls. I was like a good defender. I wasn't. My shoot was sucked. I had a lot of heart.
Yeah.
I was like a shitty Dennis Rodman. That's how I was.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So when we started stand up, we watched that CD. I remember we had Jim Gaffigan,
Yay.
Brian Regan.
Oh.
I think it was Ted Alexandra.
Alexandra.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And
That's great. Yeah.
and I think it was Louis C.K. I think.
Boy.
It was like 4 or 5.
No diversity. But those are great comics.
Yeah.
All great.
So that was the only thing that we had until stand up.
Wow.
So
Do you
even
think, like, I think we talk about this a lot, like, when you start comedy, you're kind of doing another comedian at first. You're kind of doing it almost like a bad. I feel like we can tell you who we did, but like, I mean, I was probably a bit of like Attell and Dane Field and stuff.
Norm.
Yeah.
A lot of Norm, a lot of Seinfeld.
Yeah. Is there someone you felt like you were kind of doing?
But how could I do it? Because I couldn't watch people.
You had no
so
reference.
that's a good thing. Also, like
It really is a good thing.
I felt like the rhythm that you see right now in that video. If I see old videos, I'm happy to say that it's a very similar pace and rhythm because I performed more than I watched. So I kind of found a voice, I would say, soon. Of course, the content was completely different. The jokes we didn't have references. So how can you say if a joke is good or bad because of the reaction of the audience? we know now that sometimes it doesn't matter if the people think it's funny. You know when something is funny or not.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
You know when to stick with it. You trust yourself at a certain point if it's not hitting. But there's definitely that thing where like there are comics who came here from like the Midwest, you know, and they're like, shit, I got some road stank on me. Like this is not working in New York.
Yeah.
So like it's to me, it's even more impressive when people come from another country and English is not their first language. They're like there aren't that many of them that have passed through. I mean, how many comics work the cellar who English isn't their first language? You and a couple other.
When I arrived there, it was the only guy there. I think we passed at the same time was Simonson, Daniel Simonson.
Oh, Daniel Simonson. He's great.
Me and him.
Very funny.
And now the last few months, Fabrizio Copano from Chile.
Oh, yeah.
He also got passed. I think it's like 3. Wow. Probably Asti has other.
Malay works there as well. I don't know if he's massive in France.
Huge.
Yeah.
Big in America too.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but that's he's a guy that I saw his trajectory when he came here to see how do I do it. But the good thing and what I try to do is I try to come here without telling people
That's immigration.
This is Gad. He hates when I talk. I try to be as nothing as I could to come here. I never did a show like, oh, look at how many followers. Oh, look, I have a special on Netflix. Because I felt like the challenge wouldn't be fair if I just come here having opportunities because of the numbers I have. So that's why also LA wasn't as fair with the thing that I was searching as New York. Because people couldn't care less. Actually, Esti, she said to me, it was like, when I see someone with huge numbers, I already step back a little because she said that. Wow. I was like, wow, that's great.
He is the booker at the Comedy Store.
Yeah.
For those listening, you probably know this if you listen to this pod.
And LA would be the opposite.
No,
you got big numbers, come on in. We don't care how funny you are.
You can have shows. So I feel like Gad was already huge in France and everybody knew that he was huge in France. For people
Michael Richards ended up at the Laugh Factory. Big numbers.
Big numbers, yeah.
Exactly. So when people ask me here in the beginning, like, so who are you? I was like, I was trying to be good at this before.
I love the integrity.
I didn't even did as many like podcasts and stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, don't let me tell my story when I feel that I'm comfortable doing this, when I feel that I am in a good place and I feel that I'm traveling a little,
There's a guy, Ethan Simmons Patterson, at the Cellar. He kills it every time. I've never seen him bomb. He rips it, has no social media, doesn't do podcasts. And I'm like, that's so cool that the Cellar has this guy literally only based on his
merit.
His merit.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's killing.
Well, when we started working there, we didn't have shit.
Yeah, but that was a different time.
When was it?
2013, I got passed.
I think I was 2012. Maybe 11. No, you might have been 12 and I might have been 11. It was whatever it was a long time ago, but it was we didn't have shit.
No.
We didn't have
I had one Conan, I think.
Yeah. I think I had nothing at the time.
Don't you feel that you have more merit on
Yeah, it
you
feels
do.
good.
I mean, I kind of was sick of seeing on the lineup. I'm from Comedy Central's Comics to Watch. I was like, oof. I got to get something better than that on that wall. But
it's something.
It's something.
TV.
Yeah, well, I don't think it was.
No, it wasn't technically, but it says Comedy Central. That's the public doesn't know.
Yeah.
But
No, we were just desperate to have something.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned comedy was new there for you as a comic. You only saw a couple of guys. What about the audience? That must have been new for them too. They had to learn what stand-up was. They had to get savvy to hearing jokes.
Yeah. In the beginning, every MC would explain to people what stand-up is.
Whoa.
So,
That's hilarious.
There's no impersonators, there's no costumes, because that was the type of comedy that we used to have. We still have it.
Sure.
But those comedy that you see on Televisa and Telemundo, those guys screaming with wigs and doing
But
impersonation.
this is an uphill battle right here. Can you imagine going to a movie theater and they're like, all right, there's going to be moving pictures.
Yeah.
There's people on a screen.
Yeah,
They're not coming out to grab you.
Yeah.
Like,
This guy's going to talk about his dick. Yeah. It's going to be a little boring.
Yeah.
You got to stick with it. Don't yell at him.
So the MC would have to explain to people there's no light, there's no music.
Wow.
And they are themselves, because the first thing that other comedians to do before us was like, hi, I'm the drunk Sergio, and then he was a drunk guy, and hi, I'm the drug addict, and so that was characters, but also with a microphone, the same format as stand-up.
Got it.
So that was why a little confusing, and I'm telling you, the confusion was not only with the people watching, but for years, and I would say even now, it's confusing for people to know if what I'm saying is actually my opinion or is my joke. I had so many controversies with jokes because people was like, what is this guy saying? It's clearly a joke, but when it's taken out of context and you put on the news, it's horrible. Every joke is horrible.
Of course.
Yeah. Anytime it's in text, you're missing the sarcasm.
Yes.
I remember Louis used to have a bit where he's like, "You should never rape a woman, unless you want to have sex with her and she doesn't want it."
Yeah.
Well, that's clearly a bit.
Yeah.
But it's like in text, that joke doesn't work.
It's horrible.
The face,
it's
the delivery.
horrible. I think, did you watch Lenny, the movie Lenny Bruce?
Yeah.
There's a scene there that is really good. Like the judge is saying his joke, and he's like, "Let me tell my joke. If people laugh, you just let me go free."
And that's a real story. I mean, that really happened to Lenny Bruce. I mean, it's like crazy that they're reading his material.
Yes.
It's like, I can defend my material. I can't defend it when he says it.
Yeah. Well, Bill Burr had that great bit in Paper Tiger where it was like the height of Me Too, and he's like, "Me Too sucks for women who like it rough." Because that shit on paper at the courthouse, it's like, no, stop. You're a bad boy. And he's like, no, that's not how she said it. He's doing the stenographer. It's a great bit.
Yeah.
But so you had some, I don't know if we're allowed to talk about
No,
it.
anything.
A little bit of a hiccup in Big Brazil that made you come here?
I wouldn't say that it made me come.
I figured that was the reason you left.
A little bit.
Okay.
A little bit.
But we don't have to talk about it if you don't
No,
want to. Anything out?
No, we can talk about everything. Though. Don't worry. I got some controversies with jokes.
Yep.
There was one joke that actually put me in real trouble. I was on TV, and we showed an image of this singer. She's pregnant. She was pregnant.
Okay.
And I said that she's so hot that I would fuck her and her baby. And I know it's not my Mona Lisa. I'm not.
You know what's funny? I read about this, and in the text, it wasn't nearly as funny as the way you just shows the importance of delivery.
Yeah,
right?
delivery. Yeah.
Exactly.
So
that's it.
Yeah, but it was. I would say added to some other things that I said, but that one was like, I felt that it was important for me to explain to people what comedy is.
Yes.
Because that would be important, not only for me, but for all my peers and all my
There's a
colleagues.
lynch mob. He wants to fuck a baby. They don't get it.
There was like, bro, there was like senators going on Congress to say like, pedophilia, it's an important issue that we have to talk about. Getting me as an example. And I'm not gonna say that they were looking at him like, this guy is crazy. They were looking at me like, this guy's a psychopath. Like, what?
Wow.
People pointing fingers at me. That's the price I also paid for being one of the first ones doing it.
That's true.
I'm sure that now people would look at something like this differently. This was 2011. When
Was there a live audience when you made this joke, or was it just to a camera?
a live audience.
And they got a laugh?
A lot.
That's kind of my point to you. Like, well, it worked.
It worked.
The joke worked.
And also, the two guys were hosting the show with me laughed, but when the controversy happened, they just fucking jammed a pole in my fucking
How did they get you?
Cowards.
Yeah, one of them were like, yeah, I am a father. I know how this can be offensive. And I know if he was my kid, I don't know what I would do.
Turncoat.
And the other guy was even worse because the other guy said, oh, well, I just think it wasn't a funny joke. Instead of... I think that's I think the saddest part in a controversy is when it's about a shitty joke. Like, I'm not proud of... I don't like the joke. I don't like the joke.
Yeah.
If at least the press would put a good joke. But they are like fucking repeating a shitty joke. I have better ones. Just get
it. Was
better,
a cuff.
Better ones and even more aggressive because this is nothing.
Yeah, it's a riff.
You're getting killed for it. At least when it's a joke that you can defend.
Yeah.
A little more. I mean, I get it. It's not your favorite joke, and it's getting even with Rock when he got hit by Will Smith. He's like, that wasn't his favorite bit.
No,
that was like a throwaway.
Yeah,
you know,
way worse.
He's
funnier.
one of the funniest guys ever, and it's like a throwaway line. He gets slapped in the face for it.
Go to full reference.
People don't know that if they want to hurt a comedian, instead of saying that you suck, that you're a psychopath.
Don't give the people on
okay.
on YouTube ammo.
No.
Go ahead.
I think what really make us think is like when someone go and say that wasn't funny.
Yeah,
that hurts. When I see a comment on YouTube with people saying, "Yeah, I like you, but this one is not for me," then it's like, "Oh, fuck! What did I do?" Then it makes me like
he
cringe.
Used to be better.
Oh. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. That's.
Yeah. It's when they're not trying to be mean. Like, don't want to be mean, but I don't get it. You're like, oh, it's better when they're like, you gay weirdo. Or like, all right, that I get. That's just mean.
How do you see when you see a comedian doing something that turns into controversy and that person apologizes?
I think it depends on what it is.
I think you should apologize if you feel that you should apologize and no other reason. I think it is also dangerous though to apologize because you're giving in to people who aren't your fans. I don't think your fans want you to apologize. I think it's usually people who never would go to see you, would never support your comedy. And these are these people being like, apologize. I'm like, you didn't know who I was yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So it's weird to just demand an apology like, from someone you don't know.
Yeah. And if I'm demanding if you're demanding an apology from me, I'm demanding a accepted from you. Uh-huh. How come you get to demand and I can't demand? Also, I'll apologize to the person that that I did a thing to. I'm not going to apologize to this grand camera TV land. Well, what's the point? I didn't do anything to you.
Yeah, that's what I did, but it didn't work.
You apologized?
Yeah, I sent an email. Like next day, I was like, "Oh, did you
feel sorry?"
Well, I didn't want that person to be hurt. You don't want people to be hurt. Yeah. You don't want people to be hurt.
That's not what we're doing this for.
You know what's cool though? I saw there was a thing about Jimmy Kimmel at the Oscars. He made a joke about Robert Downey Jr.'s his drug addiction, and they asked Downey Jr., and he was like, I think he's a national treasure, and I had no problem with it.
I didn't think the joke was that bad.
I didn't think it was that bad either, but I think people read into it if the person doesn't laugh, fake laugh hard enough.
Yeah.
They read into it like, he fucked up, this is the news story.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think, I remember Joan Rivers just would never apologize for a joke, and I really admired that about her, because I think she really believed, like, it's not about the apology. It's about the comedian groveling.
That's what it is.
And I think that's where I kind of found issue with it was, I got a lot of shit for a rape joke like 12 years ago. And
I'm still upset about that.
I'm sorry about the rape. But the people who were really coming at me, like, were just never would have been fans of mine. They were happy to take things out of context. Mm-hmm. They were happy to it felt like it was a hit piece, and I think when people do that, they're trying to get engagement and attention for themselves. That's an addictive drug. They're not trying to have a dialogue with you or have a real conversation. They're trying to ruin you, and then in some self-righteous rant, show how great they are.
Prop themselves up.
Yeah. So I think some of those people were comics who came after you.
Yeah.
Now you've changed. You're 12 years past it.
Yeah.
Is it fuck them forever if they come up to you in the club, be like, "Hey Sam, I love the new stuff," or do you make amends?
But I never forget. So I'm like, I won't be a dick to them, but I also am like, I don't think that's a person I'll ever be friends with.
No, you definitely look down on them. Like, oh, you're easily manipulated. Mm-hmm. You're kind of a loser, and you just kind of go with the flow. And now you're okay with me because time back.
I had a guy go real hard about me.
Really?
Yeah, you know who it is. And he went real hard at me. And and then years later, when his career was in the toilet, hit me up to apologize. And I just didn't respond.
Michael Richard.
And then he, I think, tried and I just was like, but I don't want to give you the satisfaction of it's all good, because I thought the way he went after me was pretty.
Was he close? Like a close friend?
No, we were never close. But if we were close, maybe I would have heard him out. But the fact that we were never close, I'm like, I don't really need
But there's two things. The context has to be analyzed. Like, for example, I don't think a joke would kill your career in America, because people already know stand-up for the past 60 years. If something happened in another country where comedy is new, it's very confusing. for everybody.
That's like they're like confused. Like, why would he say that?
Why would he say that? I like him so much. How can he do a rape joke? Because I got in a huge trouble with a rape joke that I did. Like, is he like? There was people protest. I used to have a comedy club. There was like people protesting, like a huge
Wow.
like, in front of my comedy
How do
club,
they become
knocking
fans
at
is
my
the question
door.
I have like they became fans of you, and then they'll turn on you like that. Like you haven't built up enough goodwill.
Goodwill's out. Goes out quick.
People like you to humble yourself and
Yes,
apologize.
they
If you
do.
don't do that, you are an asshole. And I didn't do that because I thought it was important for comedy. I think people had to know what comedy is.
Yes.
But I paid, oh my God. I lost events, I lost money, I lost gigs, I lost a movie, I lost so many things. But I felt I wouldn't be real apologizing or playing the game. But here's the thing, when you are a comedian on stage like you were, apologizing or not apologizing is your choice. You're not hurting anyone. That's why context sometimes it has to be analyzed. When a guy like Jimmy Kimmel has to apologize, there's so many things involved with his apology. If he doesn't do it, if he doesn't play the game, so many people are going to be hurt. So many people are going to lose their jobs. If he just quit the talk show, the networks, there's so many responsibilities
Right.
around this guy. So he doesn't apologize because he feels sorry. It doesn't matter.
It's Disney. He's with Disney.
Yes.
It's ABC.
Yes.
You know,
Staff.
that's so when I see a big guy apologizing, I know how much I lost being true to myself. And I'm like, I know the game.
Yeah.
But if you decide not to play the game, you are fucked. You're like
Temporarily.
Well, I would say temporarily, yeah.
But it's a long,
but you
ugly
lose,
road.
You lose a lot.
And what about your mental state? I mean, that must have fucked you up pretty good.
I always, when it happened, was the first case of cancellation. I would say maybe in South America. I wouldn't even say Brazil. It was 2010, 2011.
Should have sent you some videos of people getting canceled here so you could watch that first.
Yeah.
You know, this is Louis. This is, you know.
But that all happened after.
I know. I'm just joking.
You know, the thing is, there was nobody that could advise me. There was nobody for me to talk to. Like, what do I do?
Feeling.
So the only thing that made me sane during that period was being funny.
Wow.
So I made a lot of jokes about what's happening to me.
That's what you do.
I did videos. I did a whole thing. I was having so much fun.
Good.
And I felt that when those things happen, if you feel and if you go down the drain, everybody around you goes with you. You bring your family, you bring your son, you bring your wife, because nobody wants you to feel sad and depressed. And I was like, I already have some money. I do what I love. I have to put in perspective, like the noise and who am I? I never raped anyone. I never cheated on my wife. Nothing. I did anything. There was nothing wrong.
You're in trouble for jokes.
For jokes, which is my job. And I have been doing this for a while. Nobody said to me, I needed to put in perspective or I would get crazy. And people get crazy.
They get crazy.
You lose a lot. I was doing a show for like 5,000 people on an arena, and all of a sudden, those people are like, this guy's a fucking asshole. People who pay to watch me, people who are my fans, stop being
Do you think they've come back though? They've come back around?
No. I don't think they did. I don't think they did. What I think is that I got a very loyal fan base now. You know, because they understood my choice.
Yes.
They understood my choice. They was like, okay.
You lost a lot.
I lost so much.
But why isn't that a struggle? We talk about like mental hurt and compassion. Like if Salacuse calls a guy the N-word, you're fucked.
Which you have.
Again.
Yeah, that's what he does.
He just did. He just did before the show.
Should have heard what he said about Pele. But you know, we go, this is so horrible. What happened to this guy? Fuck you. And you're like, yeah, it is horrible what happened to this guy. But this guy's going to be all right. He's going to get through it. He still has a job. But people still feel bad for the guy who got called the N-word. You got fucked over a joke. And
I
they
didn't
go,
call anyone.
hold on,
I didn't call
hold
anyone
on.
the N-word.
Hold on. I'm painting a picture. Okay. Bear with me. My point is, if a guy gets called the N-word, we're like, oh my God, think about the mental anguish he went through. You get canceled for something stupid that was not true and not real or it's a joke.
Yeah.
What about your mental anguish? Why is there no pity for you? That's what I don't
I think
get.
that's a great point.
Thank you.
Nobody cares.
No one really.
No one cares. All we talk about is compassion.
I think the N-word example was a little too
The N-word was
radical.
bad.
It's okay. It's
But
okay.
they go, Rafi's a millionaire. He's doing fine.
Yeah.
But what about the mental?
Well,
the black guy who got called an N-word is a millionaire. We feel bad for him. Why don't we feel bad for you?
Yeah.
That's my point. The N-word was a bad
I know. I'm
example.
just kidding.
It was a poor choice, but it was a well-made.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
an analogy.
You made a good point.
I completely understand.
Yeah. Why don't you get any sympathy?
No sympathy. No
sympathy.
Not at all.
And you had to push through on your own.
No
and figure it out for yourself.
I did have to figure out for myself, and
sympathy.
and I think I didn't hurt my own case doing jokes about it. It made it even worse.
Fuck them.
But I was happy.
I think history will show that it was the right choice, and I think looking back in like 20 years or something, you'll be like, man, I'm glad I did that.
I think you're
But
right.
Sam, it's kind of insane.
Yeah.
It's saying that I'm doing this, what I'm doing right now. I'm performing all over the world. I just came from Europe. I'm doing something that nobody did. My people are with me. They love, they see my journey. But bro, I have nobody in the press, nobody on TV, nobody's talking
You
about
You think they're scared?
Nobody's talking about
Still?
nobody support, no fame.
How about your comedian friends?
No, my comedy in Brazil is seen as this underground movement. Unless you are a famous person, you have your talk show. I was a mainstream guy for years and years, but I wasn't happy. It's a very lonely place to be. If you're a funny guy and you like to do comedy, as soon as you become famous and you have those responsibilities, you lose track of, or you lose connection with what you love.
I agree.
It's amazing. I'm sure Jimmy Fallon has some very dark ideas that he want to express, and he doesn't.
Of course,
and he
he's
can't.
big.
He can't. You live on a leash, and you're not happy. So also doing a choice to like just not playing the game was me ripping up the leash. I didn't want to be there. I wasn't happy there because fame is
Because you felt like you were it was like clean, and you weren't allowed to be the real you.
People are like, you cannot talk about this or that, be careful with this or that. But here's the thing, comedy is so broad that you don't even know what is right or wrong. Because sometimes you create something, you don't know if that thing is like, is this the one that people are going to be mad at?
Right.
Where do I
Or
go?
did I just write the best bit of my career?
Yeah.
You don't know.
Exactly. There's not a book saying don't talk about this.
Yeah.
Don't the line is invisible. You create your own line.
Of course.
You know?
Yeah,
So sometimes you like the baby joke, I could never imagine that would be a problem. Because I did like, if you see my first special and second special, which was already on air at that time, it's much worse.
Really?
Yeah. And nobody cared about that, but they chose that one.
The intro is him fucking a baby. That's a great.
I was actually fucking
Wouldn't let him talk about
you
it.
feel
Messed up.
But then when
with that.
yeah, but then when that thing happened, I felt free. It was like a chance for me to be like, I already got the money. I'm okay. I'm not a millionaire, but I have enough to live. My kid is okay. He's in a good school. My
Where's
wife.
your kid live?
He lives in Brazil with my ex-wife.
Were you with your wife at the time this happened?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
She stuck with you.
Yeah, she was with
That's
me.
cool.
Yeah,
That's huge.
She was with me.
Because it is very tempting, especially when you're one of the first. It's just this shitstorm on top of you, and I could see a lot of spouses being like, I'm out.
Yeah,
You're ruining my life because you're a fucking dumb zinger?
Well, I think that's what's fascinating about what happened is you taught Brazil what a stand-up comic is, and also how to stand by the courage of your convictions as a comic through a very tough time.
Yes.
So you taught them two things, like how to deal with the scandal as well as a comic.
Yeah, I never thought this as, this is going to be a lesson for the future. It was more something like, how am I going to feel comfortable now, I'm going to feel comfortable being funny. I know that I didn't do anything wrong, but I think the most difficult part was what Mark was saying. Like, I even get emotional when I talk about this shit, because
I get it.
My family was really worried about me.
Yeah.
And that's not good. When you see your father calling you and it's like, are you going to go to jail? And then,
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I knew that. So I will get emotional when I talk about this every
Shouldn't
time.
have brought it up. So baby rape.
It's difficult. It's very difficult
Yes,
when
yes.
your people are around you. But at the same time, what an hypocrisy. I am worried about my family, but I just said that I would fuck this woman's baby, So,
But it's like filming.
I get emotional, but at the same time, she was crying.
When you pull out of it, you're like, this is all so
Yes,
fucking dumb.
I know. There's
is.
nothing here.
But
It is.
You got to pull back, but it's hard because we're so insulated with it, like the Shane Gillis shit. He was on the cover of Newsweek with Harvey Weinstein and whatever, Epstein.
But I'm telling you,
what are we doing?
it wasn't even about the joke, Sam. When that thing got huge,
I think you're right.
it's not about the joke anymore. It's about who is this guy that's not going to apologize for something I think is wrong.
Right.
It's more about pride. And even for that lady, because her husband was a very important figure in Brazil. So I messed with the power. People wanted me to apologize because the guy was important. And so he ruined my professional life in different TV networks. He would go to TV networks to say, like, fire this guy, the sponsors, and they'll be like, no, so many things like that.
Wow.
So all of a sudden, it's not anymore about what you said. It's about who you're messing with.
Yeah, that's a whole nother layer I never knew about. That whole thing.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, well, we sympathize, and I'm glad you're okay. And I think you got tougher on the other end of it, which it sucks to go through something like that. And your wife's a fucking champ, too, for hanging in there. Your kid's fucked.
She divorced me, but it's okay. It's after a while, she got tired. No, it wasn't because of this.
Okay.
She joined a cult, but that's enough.
what about
And filmmakers aren't held to these standards, Like you do a video of or a movie about a guy getting murdered or a lady getting raped, that's okay. But we make a joke about it, and we're fucking public enemy number one.
That's a good point too. I mean, exactly. I mean, I love Tarantino, but like no one's doing that to his movies.
Yeah.
The way they do it to comedians.
Exactly.
So here's a question too. Have there been comedians since you in Brazil who have dealt with similar stuff?
Not the same, but yeah.
Do they reach out to you?
Usually I reach out to them.
Good for you.
I do. I try to be like, just relax and be okay. Everything's going to be fine. But I think now what happened with stand-up is Brazil has a very left-wing press. So, and it's kind of crazy to imagine that usually the left get more annoyed with those jokes than the right.
Sure.
I'm talking about politics because it's important there.
Well, that change happened in America as well, I think.
It's kind of crazy that like the right wing, the old people get annoyed with what you're saying, but at the same time, he's free to do whatever he wants. So the press is kind of run by the left. The big networks are kind of run by the left a little. So I feel like comedy became this very underground movement. I wouldn't say underground because we are doing like 2,000 people, but nobody actually openly talks about what comedy is, what's happening there. So that's another reason why people don't talk about what I'm doing here. It's because they kind of put us in this place that is very unique. It's like you are you, and you're not part of the mainstream.
Well, you know what? If anyone listens, Jason Zinneman, New York Times. I don't know if you listen to this pod, but you write some good stuff. Maybe you got a good opportunity for a piece right here.
True. That'll be good. I think that it's easier for me to have those opportunities, like talking about with the New York Times or then actually make some noise in my own country now.
Wow, and so sad.
How often do you go back?
But also I don't want to be a complaint. Like I have an amazing audience there. I'm talking about the publicity and power. I lost that thing, but it was a conscious choice. I knew that would happen.
Yeah.
Once I didn't play the game and apologize. It's also on me. I knew how the game worked. Mm-hmm. I decided not to play, and I'm paying the price. But also brought me to this amazing challenge that I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
Putting myself in the place where I'm sharing the stage with guys like you that I admire, that I watch, and I'm like, this is so good. I'm going to different countries. I'm building an audience in fucking Europe. When a guy from my country will have that chance, when would that happen?
Yeah, no, I think it's beautiful. I think it's a great story the way you kind of came out of it, and I agree with you. I think you want more mainstream success, but I don't feel like I want it.
It's not that I want mainstream success. I want to make a show at some point. That's the thing. I mean, look, stand-up is all that matters at the end of the day. I mean,
yeah, but look at Shane. I mean, this guy went through hell. He went through a similar thing, maybe not as bad, but eventually he came out the other end. Now he sold a show to Netflix, Tires.
Right.
So if you do you long enough, I think they'll come to you. But I'm sick of doing the let me play ball, because I'm a piece of shit. I'm fucking around. I say horrible things, and I don't want to change that. Just in this dangling carrot of a sitcom might come. And isn't that the comedy spirit? I'm sick of getting in line.
A sitcom would actually. You'd make less money if
that's true too.
I think we would take a pay. That's the funny way
I know.
Shifts. I would lose. I want to make a show because I love the idea of making a show. It would actually hurt
your act,
hurt my act, and hurt my income. But
your income.
But I want to do something else. I remember Chris Rock once said you got to reset it. You can't only do stand up or you'll burn out.
That's true. I agree with that.
I don't agree. I don't agree with him. I'm sorry. Who am I to not agree with Chris? I understand you wanting to do that, and that's amazing. Yeah. You have to do whatever you want.
Yes.
And this is a goal. You have to do it. In my experience, for a while I didn't do stand-up because I was getting so many different opportunities, and I ended up disconnecting with who I actually are. Who I am.
Scares me too.
I want to keep doing the road.
So don't stop doing what you do to actually go and do a show, because then you're gonna be all of a sudden worry about the costumes and all of a sudden you're like, but I want to talk about this and this happened on the news.
Yeah.
You kind of disconnect with what you really want. You have to do different things, but in America, you can be huge doing stand-up, not necessarily doing other things. I don't think you have to do other things in America to be big.
But my point is, it's not about doing other things and doing stand-up. I don't want to not be me. Yeah, I'm like, when I say you want to be mainstream and you're like, but I'm going to still do stand-up, I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about censoring myself, and I'm not trying to say.
I'm not trying to sell a show to CBS. I'm trying to sell it.
I don't want to curb. As funny as you can be, I want to be that guy.
Well, you just said curb.
Curb myself.
Okay. Curb your enthusiasm. You feel like he's reeling it in? I think you could be yourself.
Yeah, he can.
But did you ever feel that you have to pull back a little?
All the time.
When?
All the time.
When?
I mean, what you do on the morning shows, I'm like, that's comedy. You're doing comedy. You're put in this little box, and you completely break out of it at their expense, and it's great. To me, that's what comedy is. And I think the more you do some mainstream stuff, the more that layer gets taken off of you, and then you become just this cog in like a less creative thing.
Yeah.
Okay, you've done it, so you tell me.
Well, yeah, I mean, look.
I caught myself wearing a suit, interviewing someone that I couldn't care less.
Oh,
and I'm like, I'm spending my whole night talking with this person. Amazing person, good heart.
Yeah.
I couldn't care less about her life, and I'm here I wasn't even wearing a suit. I was wearing that one piece. It was, I looked like those guy who works in casino. It was horrible. And I felt like, who am I?
That's all I'm saying. Like Jimmy Fallon, I mean, imagine sitting next to some two-bit actor and you gotta go, get out of here. We're gonna play beer pong, you fucking homo, or whatever. I'm like, I'd put a gun in my mouth. The whole reason we got into this is to cut loose.
To not be that.
The thing about this show is we have people on we want to have on.
Yes,
it's a different
Except for Al Franken.
That was rough. But
inside joke between us.
But yeah.
Let the guy do the show. Let Sam do his show.
No, I'm not saying.
Do your show.
I'm trying to talk about
Mark's trying to kill the idea because it's going to hurt the podcast. He's thinking about himself, because if he do the show, the podcast is over. So.
Let it go, Mark.
What a selfish piece of shit.
I'm doing the pod no matter what, and I'm doing stand-up no matter what, but we'll have to backlog it if I were to do that. But I grew up loving sitcoms and stuff, and if I can't do it my way, I'm not doing it.
All right.
Because I love stand-up. So it's like, that's the thing, is we have to fall back on our favorite thing.
Yes.
I just don't want to burn out. I'm on the road 45 weeks a year for, I don't know, the last 12, 13 years.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
So it's like, at a certain point, you're kind of like, yeah.
I like the road.
But at a certain point, you're like, yeah, I love the road. But at a certain point, you're like, this is going to be my whole life.
No, you're right. And my agent hit me up a month ago and was like, you can't do this when you're 66. Like, you got to have something to fall back on. And he's right.
And you want to have, I like when musicians have a catalog and have done different types of shit. I want to do different types of shit, but I only want to do, like, if I can't make it my way, you know, I'm trying to make a show with Mike Lawrence right now.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love what we have. If I can't sell it, just going to line up the whole year. So
right.
We're in a good place. But
Nice.
But you're doing it your way, and that's the key.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Well, that's what they do.
Guy who's on
Puppeteer.
when the whistle blows, Ricky Gervais. Remember that one?
Oh, yeah.
When he did that show. No, I'm on the worst show of all time.
Don't do a multicam.
No, I won't. I have no.
Okay.
I mean, can you picture me in a fucking multi?
I don't know.
Honey, I'm home.
And to each
Where's
camera.
Wingy?
Sam,
runs in.
say it into each camera, please.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Oh, I'm glad at least you're doing what you want to do.
No,
That's
I wanna
good.
do- yeah, but like, so you're like, I mean, can you go back to Brazil? Do you feel comfortable going back?
Oh, yeah, I go there a lot.
Do you get recognized like crazy though when you go back?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
What's that like? I mean,
For a while, it was good. I couldn't. I don't care that much anymore.
Yeah.
I like the people now. I feel like I have a new appreciation for the people who like me because it's like, oh, because every time that someone see me, it's not like, oh, I'm a big fan. It's like, bro, I'm your fan since they say the date because they're like, I've been through all of that, and I'm with you. So I feel a new appreciation, but it's kind of annoying. After a while, I don't have the same fame as a guy like Jimmy Fallon has in America.
Sure.
The TV station that I had, my TV shows were not the biggest one, so I'm not this guy who just cannot walk on the streets. But being in another country, comfortable with like that nobody's looking at you at the restaurant,
yeah.
it's pretty sweet.
Anonymity is underrated, but you're 6'5". I mean, no matter where you
he's
go.
6'7".
I'm 6'6", 6'7". So people don't mess that much.
Yeah.
It's a little more comfortable. But I like to be here because it even with stand up, the fact that people don't know me, it's great. One thing is going on stage with people knowing who you are. Okay, when Chris Rock step on stage at the Cellar or in another comedy club just to do a pop-up, or he just showed up, I'm pretty sure at the end of the day, he wanted to be just play for people who couldn't care about him. That's why he's testing his material there, not in an arena. He wants to have
an honest reaction. Yes.
I resetted my whole life to have an honest reaction.
Oh, I love that. That's a real comic.
I came here, and stepping on stage without people knowing who I am, it's the best. It's the best because you know if something is funny or not, you know? They're not laughing just because it's you. I think you guys are in this place right now when you go in this place, like if you go to the Cellar, people know who you are.
Yeah.
At least 50% of people there kind of follows comedy, watch one special or another one. Depends.
30, 25%. I just did a theater in Knoxville, and my opener goes, there's a bar show down the street. If you want to get on, I can get you on. I go, fuck it. I'll drink at the bar. I wanted to get a drink anyway, so it's at a bar. Let's go. They didn't know who I was, and I'll tell you, when you go on in front of people who don't know you, you don't realize how dark you are compared. The other comics are like, so my dog is cute and all that, and I went up there and I was like, what's going on with the pedophile? And they're like, what's this guy's deal? And I'm like, oh, you don't know I'm not a psycho. My audience knows I'm not a psycho. So when I do the pedophile chunk, they're like, that's a funny take.
Okay.
But these guys are like, we should arrest this dude. Pays this motherfucker.
But Knoxville, great crowd, right?
Great crowd.
That's like a fucking great city for comedy.
That's good.
Yeah, but I got him. But it was like a splash of cold water. Like, oh, I gotta play ball. I gotta tap dance. I gotta get these people on my side, and then do the pedophile.
Oh yeah. I can't open with an abortion.
I opened with a pedo out of the gate. I was like, this is an idea I thought of, and they're like, who? What?
I've done that before too. The heat check, where you've had a few good sets in a row, and you're like, let me open with a kid fucking joke, and then just silence. You're like, oh yeah, I gotta earn these.
And the comics are in the back, like, this guy's doing the theater. This guy should be in jail.
That's good. That's funny.
So speaking of, do you guys working on any bits? We do a thing like working on bits. Oh, you watched the show.
I did, yeah.
Do you have a bit?
I have. I'm trying for a few weeks already this joke, which is my wife when we moved to New York, she got really depressed. And she lost 20 pounds.
Nice.
Never looked so hot. And now I'm in this conundrum where, like, I want her to get better, but not really.
That's funny.
Because, so
You're trying to weigh the pros and cons. You're like, I mean, look, when she was happy, her tits were bigger.
You're weighing the pros and cons and her.
she wants to go to therapy. I'm like, do you really need therapy? It's like, I feel like I kind of lose half of the crowd when I say this. Even if I find I need to be really loving with my wife before I start saying this. That's what I kind of found something, like I really love my wife, but I am living in this moment which is really, really difficult. I want to share with you. And then people are like, okay, he loves his wife, but there's something that annoys him. Even that is not enough.
You know what you should say at some point? You should say, well, she's happier now. She gained the weight back. She divorced me.
Oh, yeah. Twisted on him.
Twist there, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird how sadness makes you lose weight. There could be something in that, too. Just
It
exploring
works both
that
ways.
whole thing.
You can get sad and get fat.
Oh, that's true.
You're
right.
both ways.
Yeah, see,
and
that's
most of
worth
people after divorces and stuff, they lose weight.
Well, they
go to the gym.
Yeah.
They know they got to get out there.
Maybe that's another path that I can go. Like when people just care about their bodies when they don't have a partner. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Right?
Isn't it weird? Like, I love you. I'm getting fat.
Yeah.
But no, you should be thin now because you love me.
Yeah.
So that's a whole other
There's
angle.
something there.
And then maybe you could talk about how that happened to you. So now you take it off her. Because if you make it about women, people get weird about weight. What do you got?
Oh, can I ask him? Can you do one in Portuguese? Because we're trying to go viral in Brazil.
In Portuguese.
Just point at us when you want us to laugh. Just go like now, and then we'll start laughing.
The joke that I would say that the fuck her and the baby in Portuguese.
Oh
yeah. Point at us when you want us to laugh.
What I said was eu comeria ela e o bebê.
Oh,
okay.
Sir, you gotta go. That's not funny.
It sounds even less offensive when you say bebe.
Bebê.
Bebe. All right, I got one. I have an idea about. So I was reading the thing about Ted Bundy, who's the serial killer, which
sure.
I said that on stage. I said the serial killer. That got a laugh too. I was like, you have to explain it. Yeah. So, but he was technically adopted because he was raised by his mom, who remarried. So this guy adopts Ted Bundy, which man, talk about like a bad adoption. Like you either it's like winning. That's like the opposite of winning the lottery. You're like you got to raise Ted Bundy. You're just trying to fuck this kid's mom, and then you have to look in the other room. You're like, can you stop strangling that cat? Something about that. I don't know.
And it's horrible PR for adopting.
I know.
I'm not adopted. This kid got fucking Gacy.
He got Bundy.
Yeah.
Gacy. It is hilarious that you adopt and you get a serial killer.
Right. You do no good deed goes unpunished. You try to be a nice person.
Berkowitz was adopted.
Yeah,
but
the son of Sam.
David Berkowitz. Yeah,
but maybe when he grows up, the guy just get the good parts. Like my kid became a celebrity. He doesn't talk about what really happens. Like he has a series on Netflix.
Yeah, that's good. He's big. He's doing well.
That's great.
I had an old bit about
the household name.
I have an old bit about like being bitter about you think like serial killers are bitter about the. Like when they're on, they're like 3 murders in 5 years. I could fuck it. I should be the one on Netflix.
Oh, that's great.
I have this joke about serial killers saying that we have the same dream, comedians and serial killers, which is having a special on Netflix. You don't want to be a serial killer with a documentary on Peacock. You killed one guy with a knife, you're going on Hulu, you piece of shit.
Putting an open micer? Yeah. There could be something, too, about just saying the best parts. Like, oh, Ted Bundy, that guy's killing it.
Yeah.
You're not lying. You're just saying all the things he's doing, but you put a positive slant on it.
Yeah, what do you got, Mark?
All right. I've never talked about this, never tried it, so this is real raw. Mm-hmm. But I went on a safari with my wife. We went to South Africa. In a safari, you get the Jeep out in the jungle with a tour guide who tells you everything, and a tracker, which is like a dude who sits on the hood and he's like tracking the animals' footprints and what they're doing. And the tour guide was a woman, and the tracker was like this African guy. And I'm like, shouldn't the woman be the tracker? If I know anything about women, they know where everybody's going, who they're looking through your phone. Their whole thing is tracking. They're like, where were you last night? I saw you here. I checked your photos.
Can you play? No, that's funny. But
Okay.
Can you play with the type of animals and what they do and see exactly? I saw the giraffe doing this, like the gossip.
Yes.
And go in the gossip way,
With
like
a different leopard.
Yes.
Yeah. The woman shouldn't be driving. She should be She should be tracking. Could be something there.
Yeah, there's something interesting about. I mean, you have such a good version of this bit with like the female detective.
Oh yeah.
It's just I feel like you've done bits like this that are so fucking
Too
good.
similar.
No, it's not even too similar. It's just you got to find the perfect angle.
Right.
You're now in the area where all are. We're ripping off our own old bits.
Yeah.
There's only so much shit you could joke about. But there's something about. Say the tracker part again.
Well, there's a guide and a tracker, and the woman was the guide. I'm like, she should be tracking because women are great at figuring out where you were, and they know footsteps and who did what. And
they shouldn't be telling you where you're going because women are always like, "Where's this going?"
Oh,
something like that. Like
yeah.
they should be the one. I like the idea about the animal, like gossip. That's
right. All right, let me try a different one. This one's quick.
One.
Me and the wife are trying to have a baby, and some of these attempts, because you're really trying, so it's the passion is gone. You're just trying to have a baby, and it doesn't seem like the better the sex, the better the kid. Like, doesn't it seem like if you have hungover, sideways sex, this kid's gonna be an idiot. Like, it doesn't seem like they should correlate. Like, that was some great fucking, that's going to be a genius. Yeah. Instead of like, we banged in the bathroom for 4 seconds, that kid's going to be in a wheelchair.
You're in rehab, and you're like, you didn't happen to fuck on a Sunday morning, did you?
Yeah, right. So there's some idea there.
That's a funny angle.
Correlation.
It doesn't seem like it's a funny. That's a good way to go into it.
Doesn't it seem like good sex would equal a good kid?
Don't you get annoyed when you see like an asshole with a kid? I see that when I see that, not an asshole, like a lazy slob with a beautiful kid. I'm like, how can this guy have
That's what I'm saying.
a good kid and me? I'm young. I have so much testosterone and that nothing's happening.
Nothing's
that
happening.
slob have this Brad Pitt of a kid. It's just fucking
easy. This is the hottest kid ever.
I'm sorry. I'm not a joke about babies.
Like a pattern.
Yeah,
no. Seinfeld, you talk about the Ted Bundy, the murderer. Seinfeld, that great, but he's like, Bozo the clown. Do we really need the clown?
Oh, that's funny.
No one's like, Bozo the district attorney. District attorney is great.
That's good.
Great pull. That was from the beginning of the show, by the way.
That's good.
Yeah.
Old school.
I saw Seinfeld at the Gotham the other day, and he saw, and I was doing the Juice. The Comedy Juice. And which is also a great show on Tuesday at Gotham. People should check. But
great show.
That's good.
And he did a chunk of a stand-up that was in the pilot of his series. The pilot, the in and out and in and at. And I'm on the subway. I'm in the car. I was like, this isn't the pilot of the... He did it in 2020.
1990... 1989.
And then every time I see him talking, he's like,
you gotta write.
You gotta write. I write every day. I'm like, where is this writing?
Well, maybe you open with an oldie and then I don't know, but
he's also a guy who he doesn't believe in retiring jokes.
That's true.
Okay.
He's also one where he's like, no, you're always working on a joke. And I'm like, but if I had a joke that was 25 years old, I think I'm done with it.
I don't even remember it.
Yeah,
I just forget.
Well,
that
I
shit.
did some old shit at Benefit recently, but you're just like, it's funny. The oldest shit you have is sometimes the broadest.
Yeah, of course.
You're just like, let me throw this in as a crowd pleaser if it's like a corporate or something.
Yeah,
like that,
of
or
course.
Benefit, but
So do you go there and study those jokes again? Do you try to rehearse them on the front of the mirror or something, or just
I will literally
fucking
go
wing
through
it?
my phone and try to find old footage of it.
I do that too.
And I'm like trying to relearn old bits of my act. But no, I mean, look, I'm on the road. I'm doing either new stuff or the newest stuff for the most part. But it's nice to have those weapons when you're going into a hell gig.
Oh yeah, I'm doing a corporate gig tonight, and they're like, clean.
How many gigs are you doing tonight?
5.
Oh my god!
But
Christ.
7 o'clock Gotham, so I guess it's not Comedy Juice. But they're like, I got the email today. Be clean. I was like, now you tell me. So now I got to go watch some old Conans and Fallons just to get back in there.
I hate a last minute be clean.
Hate a last minute. That's like the hey, I'm on my period. Now you tell me. I don't have a towel.
Do you feel like you're always working in your new hour?
Always.
Okay.
Constant. Although he just put one out, so
I didn't put one out. I taped one.
Oh, sorry.
Not out till July.
And how much you have in the new one now that you recorded the one now?
Well, I'm not doing. I'm trying to do like none of it at the cellar, but if I'm on the road, I'd have to do some of the old stuff just to survive. I don't want to put on a bad show, but
so you're on the road doing a new hour?
No. If I'm at the Comedy Cellar, I'll do all new. But I just taped this, last month. So
okay, so still performing that hour. You're still performing the hour that you just recorded.
Yeah, but I mean, you keep, the new keeps coming and you keep overtaking it. Like you keep shuffling out. You're like, oh, I didn't love that one from the last time. I'm sick of that one. That's like the oldest. That was the first one I wrote. That's out.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, because I've been asking myself if clips and little pieces are working so well, what is the real importance of having a special now? Because I know, well, you guys have a whole thing with like big social media and an hour is important. And it becomes more like I want to just have this hour so I can start fresh. But also like clips and stuff are working so well that sometimes I'm just thinking like, am I going to throw just an hour in the wild?
I think the hope is that someone watches the whole thing, the whole show, and like that it's a thing that but you're right. I mean, yeah, clips are kind of taking over.
But there is a theory that these clips will fade. This is like a clip boom we're in, and it will
but I don't think so, because that's the way people are consuming content right now. It's not that we are jamming clips and nobody cares. No. That's the way people are consuming. I was able to build an audience just with the clips because nobody was searching for me. The clips, it's a good way for every performer, not only comedians, to just pop up in people's lives.
Of course.
So when people are swiping, if I have a good hook in the beginning, that's why sometimes I see comedians and friends posting things that I think it's so good, but sometimes it start in a funny way, it start in a crazy way, like the first sentence doesn't make sense because
I have age. Like, what? Gotta watch the whole.
But that's good. Yeah. That's a good hook. That's a good hook.
That'll grab you.
But sometimes I see clips starting with, and also, so I can see that he's cutting from a special.
Right.
There's a whole story. So sometimes if I want to post something real quick, like a 40 seconds, it's better for me to just put it in the middle of my set at the Village Underground so I can... Sometimes I write the joke in a way that I don't do it on stage. Just for the clip.
Wow.
That has a good hook. I rewrite just to make it interesting for people who don't know who I am.
Well, the problem is clips can be misleading. Anybody can have a funny minute. He's not even a comic. He could figure out a funny minute, clip it, and then is he going to sell out of the club when he goes viral, and he has no hour?
Yeah,
so you still need an hour.
It's nice to show you got a good hour. I think, it's like you promote an hour. I think for me, it's like, that's the process. You tape the hour, you start fresh.
Okay.
Tape another hour, you start fresh.
But that's just, that because that's the way it's been done for 40
but they
years.
benefit each other. The clip can benefit the hour. The hour, you can get clips out of the hour.
Yeah.
So I think
people like, oh, he has a full special. We should watch it. I think your friend might send the clip, but I think it's like a thing. People are like, we should watch this special together. You see it on Amazon or Netflix or HBO or whatever.
Yeah, that's good. When it's in a big platform, that works. Even if it's like you have big channels on YouTube, that works. Because you already have people there that are going to watch you there. You have, on Netflix, sometimes it's like number 4, and then people watch because they don't know what it is.
Right.
But on Netflix, it's an active process. You click, you have options for you to click. On the cell phone, people are swiping, and all of a sudden you are invading their lives.
Yeah.
So it's an easier way for you to become, for they to become your fans, because it's like you're surprising them with your content. And
the craziest when I hit the For You page, and it's tits, new comedian. Whoa, that made my For You page, so I will watch it.
Good.
And it really kills a boner. And it's, John Panette or whatever. But still, you're right. I wasn't asking for it, and I got it, and I watched it.
Yeah.
But he's got the best tits. Anyway, do you have any dates you want to plug? Are you hitting the road coming up?
Well, I have it on my website. I'm doing LA. I don't know when we're going to post this, Sal.
What's our date? 2 weeks? 2 weeks.
2 weeks. So I'm LA. Just focus on LA. I'm trying to do a good show at the Netflix festival
town you
on the
love.
6th. Yeah,
May 6th.
May 6th, and I'm doing
there.
Cleveland, Buffalo, Philadelphia, Raleigh, Charlotte, Miami, Austin,
All over the
and
place.
Portland. I am
Hell
doing
yeah.
I'm trying to build an audience in America. It's not the easiest thing.
No, but you're doing it.
Because I am an immigrant, so I feel like in every show, it's my people, it's Mexican people, it's Latino people, it's a lot of Eastern Europe people like Croatia and Slovenia. Those people love what I do. But I really wanted to build an audience of American people because I perform for Americans every night.
Yeah.
And it works. So I wish I could have more of an American audience. But LA, May 6th, please come.
Go see Rafi. He's very funny.
Killer act.
Thank you very
check
much,
him
my
out.
friend.
These are Mark's dates.
Oh, geez, sorry. Buffalo, Minneapolis, Madison. We added shows there. Evansville, Bloomington. I'm doing, as Dave Attell calls it, the Connecting Flights Tour. I'm going to all these weird little towns. L.A., I'll see you there, fatty. Coachella at a casino. That's going to be tough. Victoria, Vancouver, we added shows. Royal Oak, Fort Wayne, West Palm, Fort Myers, Beantown,
Fort
Boston.
Myers. Woof.
Yeah, Pittsburgh, or is that Philly? Where the hell's Munhall? I don't even know.
He's close to Pittsburgh.
Okay, Seattle and Spokane, Mark Norman Comedy.
Or Punch Up Live, Mark Norman.
There you go. Go to Punch Up.
Follow us on Punch Up, punchup.live/Mark Norman and punchup.live/Sam Morrell. I added shows that aren't up there yet.
Ooh, here we go. Back
So
at it.
Nice.
Yeah, we added, we got Atlantic City, June 22nd. We got Brea, June 7th through 9th. I don't know why they're out of order. We got Rochester, June 27th through 29th. And the week, I believe it's the 13th through 15th of June, Miami Improv just added. So I'll see you
Nice.
there.
And just follow me on Instagram,
Yes.
Rafi Comedy.
Big follow.
Rafi Comedy.
Lots of good clips. Follow
Thank you,
Rafi
bro.
there. Buy Bodega Cat at bodegacatwhiskey.com. Going to be very close to being legal. We love you. And I don't know how you got there, but I love it.
The worst photo of me of all time, but thank you.
I love you. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Comedy.
Sunday's the day for my next bender. A bit of Kiva Wreck, you know the beer juice close. I've had a little too much bourbon, and Norman's talking shit about the fucking Pope. And I get down in the same way. Up on the roof like a cop's coming, and naked Samuel is feeling dangerous. I'm out to lunch here in